don't know if that disproves the entire arc of femininity over millennia.
No, I got that, but I thought that like that was generally seen as a kind of a woman trait, like nice handwriting, organized shelves, color coded clothes. But maybe that's more masculine nowadays. I don't know. Maybe
Hey,
that's
what?
more of
That's
a
true. That's
masculine trait.
Well,
I
no,
have
guess.
no,
you
no.
ever
That's
have you
not.
ever seen the? Well, my bad, Hood. Like real quick, like have you ever seen the pictures of the dirty, disorganized houses, like online of these chicks?
Yeah, but I've seen that for dudes too.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
would say I
yeah.
more see it from dudes. Like it's more likely a dude doesn't clean his toilet than a woman
Yeah,
in
I'm not
my
talking about
experience.
I'm not talking about a toilet. I'm talking about the whole house.
Yeah, same. Same. Well,
With
I'm just
with
using that
with,
as like
with kids,
an
with kids,
example.
and inviting males over or
I
posting pictures online.
Maybe this is
Well, well,
I don't
you
know.
have to
This
expand
could
it
be a difference in
beyond.
also culture. I have some family that is black, but I
no.
primarily operate in
Yeah.
the black space, if that
No,
makes
no,
Because
sense.
no, no, no. This is like women in general.
hold on. Expand the anecdotal, because it's not just the anecdotal. We're talking about things in a bigger picture sense too. Because when you think about it like this, right? When women organize as a group, it's not that they cannot. It's not that simple organization escapes them, right? It's that they can organize to do certain things, whereas men can organize to a far greater capacity to do far greater things. And then on the flip side to that, when it comes to the things that are set up and the things that are organized, from just, and this is something that shows up not just in like our argumentation right now, but from a literary historical standpoint. There's constant examples of this. Women tend to represent that chaotic introduction. So you'll example like the female spy. She's sitting there. He'll trust no man, no guy can get close to him. But you send the right woman at him, he falls in love and tell her everything, right? So symbolically, women are seen as that kind of opposite to the organized structure that men built, right? And it's not something that's just as simple as how the house looks, right? These are deeper implication kind of arguments.
I'll say this: women's organization is basic, right? My dad told me something that a long time ago, and it made sense when I lived with girls, right? Men organize for big things. Women are great at repetitive tasks. Women could go to work every day and do the exact same thing and feel like a career woman. Men go to work, do the exact same thing every day. It was like, yo, I'm stuck in this job. I need to do something bigger, right? No man wants to be in a cubicle for 25 years like Gilbert. But women have no problem with it as long as you change your name tag from secretary to administrative assistant every once in a while, right? Women really, they want the title. They want titles, period. But they want the title of greatness without having to do great things, right? They can organize a protest parade. They can organize a inner city function, some picnic or something, and they'll get paid for it because it's a visual thing. It's part of the minstrel, right? And they'll get paid for it, and they'll feel like boss chicks. But the macro is where men come in. So your wife being meticulous is in assistance to you doing greater things. It allows you to do greater things, which is a beautiful thing. It is how life is intended. But once you have women who want to be the man, but they still are small thinking, meticulous people, it breaks down. And they will only be around men who they feel like are on their level, which means he's less than a man because men are better than women at everything, even at being women, which is why the last, 3 out of 4 women of the year have been men. Men are better at everything.
Yeah, I guess I see it more in the sense of that the woman is more emotionally minded, like she's operating off of emotional ideas, and men are operating out of like logic and rationality,
That's on a daily
objectivity. You
basis.
know what I mean? So and I understand like about the chaos and stuff like that, but also
Yeah,
there's like a other side to the coin
you
kind of
can
thing
imagine.
where they are more chaotic in some sense and more organized in another, just kind of like men are as well. We're
Okay,
chaotic in one sense and organized in another.
you're right on a relationship basis that women are emotional, men are logical. You're right on a Facebook panel full of goofy people that want to believe in black love. You're right, but in in the picture of her being organized, absent of adult supervision, right? Just a bunch of women having crumpets talking about what they're going to do to save puppies, right? They their organizational skills are based on what would piss off patriarchy, right? They hate men or hunt men. That is it. Now the whole thing is the men they hate are the men they'll sleep with. So it's not even that they hate them because they know what hate is. It's an act of hate. Like girls say they love you and bust out your car windows. Busting out my windows is an act of hate. I don't care if you say you love me, right? They hate men or they hunt men. Everything they do is a distractive thing. Now you have to be able to train her and give her a focus, and she'll change your life for the better. But thinking she's an adult, she will destroy everything she touches like a locust. And that's what happens in black cities. With repeal the 19th, you'll have better black leaders. But as long as women can vote, they'll vote for the person they're most comfortable with, which would be the person most like them. And they're not good at being adults people.
You know what? Speaking of repealing the 19th, and we're having sort of this conversation under the umbrella of like black governance. But the idea of repealing the 19th is an argument you can't even get off the ground in black circles. Like anywhere in black YouTube, especially because a lot of these channels happen to be co-ed. Like if there's like a relationship show or anything that's sort of like not even red pill, because like the black manosphere seems to be a thing at all anymore. But there's a lot of other channels that have popped up talking a lot of the same stuff, but softer, much softer. And I think you can't really even entertain these conversations. The majority with almost every with like all the black circles out there, because the women are in the space for one, and then two, the guys just they have a hard time seeing why it's even a conversation that should be had. They take offense to it almost just being presented.
It's really funny, like how some of these conversations can't even get off the ground, and you get this over emotionalism even from the dudes, and it's just like, yo, like all I'm asking is why would somebody else? Can you even fathom why somebody else would like have this thought process? Could there be any benefit to it, or is it all negative? And you know, like even that thought exercise, like their brain shut down. They're like,
Yeah,
and they had to change subjects.
yeah. I had this experience, and this is a really like fucked up subject to bring up, but I had this experience when there was talking. I was over on Aunt T, and I don't know if anybody else saw this, but Freeze on Lou is the guy who kind of made the video that I seen it through, and so there was this conversation on the SBG channel. I up there, he was talking about this time where he had sex with his wife, but let's just call it a marital grape, right? Let's put it that way, right? Because he was basically saying he was trying to get her to, have sex or whatever. She was saying no, but he was still going for it. So somehow, some way, she's, I guess, naked enough to make it happen. And he's like, look, she just sort of laid there like a starfish. And so, I did my thing, and then afterwards, she started crying. I'm like, "What are you crying for?" And she was like, "Cause you grate me." And so that was basically the conversation that was being. And on the one hand, like, listen, I'm not really gonna come out and be, full defense of the guy who told this story about him assaulting his wife or whatever. But on the other hand, right, this is the part that kind of was driving me crazy, because you were talking about how people could not exercise. They chimped out at the very contemplation of certain uncomfortable ideas, right? But so they asking a guy, um, so how did you not even know like this was wrong or whatever, right? And so this is what he says. He was like, well, look, this I'm like 20 something years old, and this is like 1990 something, right? And so now in my mind, I start imagining the world before this one, right? Because it's like we don't live in the same world no more. And here's the thing: the very concept of marital rape was never a thing up until by the 90s. It was 50 states, right? But it hadn't even become an issue up until the 70s, meaning that if you were to go theoretically like have sex with your wife and she just laid there and you was just like, all right, well, fuck it, you just lay there and I'm gonna just do this, she can't get up later and say that you assaulted her. Only by the 1990s could she turn around and be like, well, I just laid there and you just and then after you just you realize you just assaulted me, right? So like this guy was technically kind of born of a world where it wasn't fully a thing yet, but
But it's still not a thing though, because I don't
very
care.
I
It
know.
only
I
matters
already,
if you care. It don't matter
I
if she
already
care.
know.
Come when I come or come when I come back. I don't give a fuck.
but But the thing is, because what here's the big thing. His wife, it's not like she didn't like press charges or nothing. And this is him telling his story. She didn't press charges or nothing or make it a thing. It was literally a conversation that happened between the husband and the wife, right? So on the one hand, you got this nigga Aunt T, and he's talking about it, but he's just going ham, just you motherfucker, this bitch ass, all this extra emotional shit. And I'm just like, it's a fucked up thing in and of itself. But the way you talk about it, like you acting like he took your sister pussy or some shit, like bro. And then later on, he finally says this shit, which is like, this is why I know niggas is just weird. He was like, well, whatever happened between a husband and a wife is between a husband and a wife. I'm like, well, nigga, if that's how you actually think, why are you having all this emotion about some shit that happened like 30 years ago between motherfuckers you don't even know? Like, it's just a story, and you can't in your mind, you can't slow your brain down, you can't slow your feelings down to have like a rational thought about none of this uncomfortable shit, because the whole shit uncomfortable. I give you
It ain't
how fucking
uncomfortable to
awkward it
me.
might be. I know you. I'm just making the point, bro. Like I understand the uncomfortable feelings people be having, but like don't turn your brain off because you got feelings, my nigga. That was the part that was driving me crazy.
Yeah, but we don't even know if he cares though, Hood. Like it could have just all
No,
performed it. You know how these cats
the
be.
same hoes, bro. Look, here's the thing.
Virtue signaling. That's why I kept calling him out. I was like, bro, you ever heard of virtue signaling? Like, bro, this is right now, man, showing off so bitches don't feel like you one of those bad niggas.
Right, but I don't. Here's the thing. I'd be so much bigger if I acted like I cared. But here's my thing. Women don't care about their body. Women don't give a fuck. I don't want to see a man hit a girl in the back of the head with a bottle and drag her behind a dumpster. Don't do that. That's foul. We'll take it to. I ain't got to know her to be like, yo, that's wrong. I help. But if you're with a girl, once you crack the seal, once our hymen going, once you crack the seal, this bottle is open, and she gonna put everything in it. Not just you, but other girls and plastic and paper and prophylax, everything going there. So her being upset is a guilt trip for him. So he and his feelings. He don't care about her body.
Dirty. What do you think about that rejuvenation, Sarah? That special surgery to restore it.
God bless her for trying to have a better aesthetic so she can sell it for a higher price. But it's look, I'm all for the refurbished vagina. Shout out to that. I'll probably never get a virgin again. Shout out to refurbished vagina. But I don't care. She still doesn't care about her body. That is a package for her. It's not even for you. It's really not. Nothing women do is for you. BBLs is not for you. Lashes is not for you. Nothing that women do without you telling her to do it is for you. So if she come back from a yoni stain with a vaginal rejuvenation, all right, cool. I'm gonna see if I can fuck that one up. I don't care.
Hey, can you please respond to Carlton Banks' question right there?
It is our box. What you mean? It does translate. Girls just talk because words can come out their mouth. I don't fucking care. She
Now,
ain't leave him. She ain't divorce him for it. She ain't call the authorities. She ain't do shit. She just
that was
laid
the
there and was fine.
reality. That was the reality, right? Now, here's the thing about it, right? And this is what I mean about niggas couldn't like fathom a whole other frame of mind. Like, not even for play. I'm not even asking you to be another type of nigga. I'm asking you to imagine what it's like to be another type of nigga, right? And niggas couldn't even try that like mental exercise. So it's like Do you understand that what you're saying, this idea of it's our box, that was the literal like practical application of marriage forever. This is what I mean when the idea of marital rape, like, and I hate saying grape because YouTube is so gay for this shit, and then it make me talk like a fucking baby. But the idea
Yeah,
of
I
marital
don't. I
is
reject the idea that you can grape your wife.
Yo, see, you've been silent this whole time. You sound like you got a guilty conscience, Angry Snowman.
Nope. I just reject that idea. How can you grape someone who
Tell us how
put
it
out
happened,
vows just
Snowman.
like you did and made promises just like you did, and part of those
Tell,
promises is to fulfill you sexually.
Hey,
tell us,
but this is
tell us
this
how it
is the
happened, Snowman. Come on,
this,
here's a safe space, man.
this is the same thing the hood was talking about. You are talking to people that are trying to weasel out of the definition of similar words. You know, synonyms, right? Honor and obey. And they're
No,
like, well, obey don't mean the same thing as follow. Uh uh and I'm like, if I look into the source, it's similar. It's very similar.
well,
In
look,
fact, it's listed under the same thing.
it kills me when people they want to try and throw shade when they ask me if I think my wife is my property, and I look at them and I say, no, I know my wife is my property. There's no think about it. She is my property. And then they want to try and say I'm some kind of fucking Neanderthal or woman abuser because
Yeah,
she's
but
my property.
yeah,
Well,
but they don't
no.
understand
Uh,
words, no man.
the thing is what do men do? What do men take care of? What do men make sure that they protect? Their
Yeah.
fucking property.
Even if you were talking about your own personhood, right? Not hood to the panel, but I'm saying like hood is in oneself. Like even if you were talking about your own personal self, whatever, your own personal self is your own personal property, and they're not used to these kind of ways of thought or like. But these are like the old ways of thinking. It's
I'd like
actually
to
a
see one of these
simplistic form.
motherfuckers tell my. I'd like to see one of these fools tell my wife she ain't my property.
Yeah, and according to the Supreme Court, your body is actually the government's property.
I know, right?
Well, that's a topic for a different day.
But here's the thing, bro. And I'm with Snow on this, bro. If I look, you know why I give girls tacos? Why I don't really go on dates with girls? I don't know. I take girls on dates. If you my girl, we go on dates. But like when I first meet them, you know why I stick with 2 tacos? Because if I have to break a bill and not get change back, you're on the fuck side of the menu. So if you just want to be cool, take these 2 little tacos on Tuesday though. You got to be on Tuesday. Take 2 tacos, then we can crack jokes. I don't mind that. I'm not here to impress you. My presence should impress you. I'm damn entertaining. You know what I mean? But if we're already in the act, like we've already done the do, at this point, whenever I want to do the do shall get done. Unless we break up, like I ain't stalking nobody. But you know what I mean? Like you naked, you like I'm sleepy. I would go to sleep. You was just gonna lay there anyway. I do all the work. When you on top, it's only like 6 jumps, and then you scoot a little bit and piss me off, and then you back on your back anyway. Just lay on your back, lay on your stomach. Shit, I don't give a fuck.
Hey, did y'all see the story about the dude in Seattle that left his wife for the stripper?
Nope.
Like 20-year-old stripper. He was
Good
like
for him.
58. He was paying for her lifestyle and all this stuff. And then she was mad because he was too controlling and all this. And I'm like, what happened to the old school way of thinking that like, yo, you shouldn't accept anything from anybody, you know what I'm saying, you don't want consequences for. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole 2 tacos thing, right? It's an investment. So if you take 10 grand a month from a man and you think he ain't gonna want to like have some say so and how you gonna be moving, or if he actually wants some, then like that's just naive, man. And I'm like, that's not actually living in the real world. But he ended up what I'm saying, getting her out of here because she tried to break up with him. The man left his family, man, for her. Just wild, man.
I, I,
Seattle area. I just saw the story this morning.
I don't know about the getting her up out of here, but I don't know how you mean that. But I'm gonna take it as the most deleterious way. I don't know about
Yeah,
that.
that's exactly what happened.
but I don't know about that part. But men don't set boundaries because only men can love. And somebody's like, women don't have emotions because they can't love. No, women have emotions. Love is just not one of them, right? So, because women's love is contingent on you loving her and her being trained to reflect that love back on you or to weaponize it, which is what liberal women do, then everything becomes an entitlement, right? So, since men love, they didn't give rules. He didn't say, look, as long as you wash the dishes, cook the food, feed the kid, I'll give you money. Like there was no requirements to it. He did it out of love. So then when he asked for something for his investment after the fact, she got mad. My boy did that. I had a homeboy. I tried to work with him during the pandemic. He owned this little sandwich shop, you know what I mean? And he was like, man, I was trying to get my license back. I was like, man, I'm coming to on my life. He was like, man, you work in my sandwich shop. And he had hired this girl and made her the manager. So I'm gonna get some pussy, nigga. I made her the manager. I said, nigga, you're supposed to fuck before you gave her the position. She's not gonna fuck you now. You already gave her the position.
You gotta make her earn that shit.
And that's what dudes keep doing. Dudes keep hustling in reverse. Like I did something for you, reciprocate. Girls don't reciprocate. It's not how they do.
They take and they take, and then they take some more.
Yeah. And then you put down your little stab like thou shalt not pass, and then they call somebody else so somebody can help them take more.
And then they take your kids from you so they can raise your kids to take from you too and everyone else they're around. It's a fucking vicious cycle.
They bullies and nobody. All right.
Yeah, there's some wild stuff though.
Yeah.
You got the same women talking about there's never a reason to you know what I'm saying, put hands on, and there's never a reason to not be in your kids' lives. There's never this reason. There's never that reason. But then as soon as they want to take a break or whatever, you know what I'm saying, it's hands off. It ain't the same kind of thing.
Well, you know what's funny about that, True, is, you know, those same women that say that shit, once they get put in even a small fraction, like maybe 5% of the same situation a man is, they're the ones that want to tuck tail and run and say, fuck this, I don't want no part of it. They ain't even got to, you know, experience the full extent of what a man would experience had she had to deal with all the shit that a man deals with, and she's ready to quit.
To that very point right there. You remember the you know, all those channels doing the different commentary on that one chick that poses a man for what, like was it like a month or something like that?
Like almost a year. She joined.
Was it a full year? But I know a significant amount of time, right, for her anyway.
Oh, I know who you're talking about, the one that committed suicide.
Yeah, and then she cut it off early, and then, like, you know, got up out of here. Cause, like, you know, she's like, oh my goodness. Even that one chick that poses a male comedian, she thought that, oh, people just find men funnier. It's just like she thought, oh, if I pose as a man, I'm gonna be funnier. I'm like, nah, you're just not funny. You're not that funny.
You know what's so crazy? But you know why she took herself out though, right? It wasn't because of men. It's because she realized how horrible women were.
She realized how horrible she was and couldn't take it.
Yeah. As a woman, she was like, women are horrible. That was her whole expose. Like, I think men are horrible people. And, you know, when they went and she joined the bowling league and they embraced her. And then when she came out the closet, they was like, oh, we just thought you was gay. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they accepted her as a gay. You know what I mean? So, like, she was like, men are awesome. Like, women keep saying men are this and this, but men are awesome and open. And I, like, the women would treat me bad when they thought I was a man. And, you know, they were horrible to me.
Because that's all women know how to do is treat people bad.
It destroyed her whole worldview. So, like, you know, everything's on shifted sands, and she just couldn't handle it anymore. She pierced through the veil, if you will.
So do y'all not consider, like, I guess, graping your wife as a so there shouldn't be no kind of law, is what you're saying, right?
First off, you got to understand that I don't acknowledge or I disavow the whole idea or notion that a married man can grape his wife. That doesn't happen. It's not possible.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
So that's like a contractual agreement. So why don't they say that in the vows or something? Like, how is that? Is that just your
they do say
the
religious
based? Or?
When I say my vows, isn't it automatically? Isn't it assumed that I just signed a contractual agreement to make sure the bills and shit are paid, make sure that she's taken care of and supported?
I don't believe so. I don't believe so.
Not only that.
I mean, that's part of the. You should be figuring that out in the relationship, but you should already have that figured out before you.
No, that's
get
something
married.
that's already assumed.
Like the understandings, right? The understandings
I
of
have
that.
a better example than that. I have a better example.
How do you get past that though? Like that's part of the whole honor and obey and cherish part.
But there's obey, but then there's also like abuse. You know what I mean? Like abuse, there is something that's there is an abusive point. You know, like
well,
you can obey. You can obey your commander. You can obey your commander.
Look,
but you don't have to follow an unlawful order. You know what I mean? That's like a thing.
No, but that's her mouth to make you look bad, then she doesn't have to worry about abuse.
Right. Let me help you out. I'm gonna give you a different perspective. My car is my car. I own my car. Right? Can I steal my own car? Rhetorical question. I cannot steal my own car. You know what I can do though? That every man probably has done? I can lock my car keys in my car. Then you know what I have to do? Break in my car.
You can steal your own
car. No, I'm getting access to my shit.
You can steal it though. You can literally steal it, report it stolen, and get money for it, and still have it sitting covered up in the garage somewhere.
That's fraud. That's not actually stealing.
You're stealing your car though. You know, right? It's like that's what you're doing, right? You're literally doing that, right?
With a third-party organization. That's not actually stealing.
Stealing from that.
Well, it is stealing. It's stealing from the insurance company.
Yeah, but that's not the car.
See, here's the thing. You can do and you can do anything you want with the car, but if you go and drive it into your wife, you are now breaking the law. So like you can that's what I'm trying to say.
Well, no, I think
like there is a point that I think that there is like abuse. You know what I mean? Like we acknowledge human rights, right? You know, like that type of thing.
Yeah, yes and no, Z. I theoretically, I might acknowledge human rights, but you got to give me a case by case thing. I don't like the broad blanket anything. But my point I want to bring up to you, because it seems like you're looking for a line, and that's fine.
I have a line. I've just been waiting to say it. Yeah.
You know, and I'm fine. But we're here now. Now we're at the point. But I think the issue is for most guys, the idea of a grape is a violent act, right? And so if you actually, and I'm not going to speak for anybody else, but I'm speaking for me, most people would see that as obviously a line that you don't cross. You're not beating up your wife and just taking it from her, unless that's the thing y'all really like to do, right? Now, outside of that kind of weird shit, I don't think people are advocating for that. Me in particular, specifically what I'm saying in this whole context, especially with that issue of marital rape and how weirdly sensitive a subject it is, right? Because now she can introduce the idea of regret rape to you.
Yeah.
So after
I disagree with that.
You're like, well, I didn't really want to, but I couldn't say no. And it's like, well, what do you mean you couldn't? You think I was just going to beat you up and make you? Like, it puts you now in the fucked up position where, like, I wasn't going to beat you up and make you do it, but now I'm getting charged as if I beat you up and make you do it.
Okay. Well, you're saying you should be able to make her do it, though.
No,
that's what you are.
No. The concept is inherently fucked up, and it shouldn't.
So you shouldn't. So we agree. You shouldn't be able to make her do it.
You should. You
should. Well, not only that, you shouldn't have to. That's the point. Right. You shouldn't have to.
Right.
What's the fucking point in getting married if you have to?
Wait, before I became.
I agree, but that's like a relationship, man. It's
not. That's an unhealthy. Dude, that's an unhealthy relationship because my wife never tells me no. We've been together 11 years.
Okay, I'll give you a perfect example. Before I became a re-virgin, right? I used to get accused of rape like every 2 or 3 years. Never like to the police, like every time we break up. I remember that the last time I was so heated. Shorty come to my house. We had been dealing with each other we met on like Halloween at a Halloween party. So that's October 31st. We started talking November. September the following year, she come through. She had a sundress on. She come through. I slide on her leg. She was like, don't touch me. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, what's up? She was like, man, because you be graping. I said, I be graping. I was like, what time did I grape? Man, every time. I say, shorty, been sleeping together 3 to 4 times a week for 9 months. That's like 200 grapes. Like, you allow me to take it 200 times. Yeah, because I didn't feel like I wanted to do it any of the time. I just did.
Man,
That's
that's
the bullshit.
that's that bullshit right there.
That's the bullshit he dealing with. That's why he didn't know he took it from his wife. When she started crying, he like, what's wrong?
Yeah,
He
that's
didn't
bullshit.
over the head. Like, he listened to her. That's his problem. And she didn't even have clothes on. So I see why he listened. But yeah.
Yeah. So
go ahead.
you know, I think a better way to approach it, because like it sounds like you guys agree with me to a point, but I'm just trying to figure out what that point is. And what I think a better argument is, as far as like, you know, repealing the 19th Amendment or whatever, is like voting rights should be earned by everybody. And you shouldn't just like, oh, because you have this identity, you don't get to vote. You're a woman, you don't get to vote.
Women,
Yeah,
You know, that doesn't really make sense to me.
First off, women
Anyone should be able to earn their right to vote based off like
No.
civic duty,
No, dude.
like if you do
If a
military,
hold on.
things like that, like property owners, stuff like that. Like you actually are invested in the government.
Wait, what happens when they say they're disenfranchised because they decide not to do those things? You're back to where you
a
are
woman
right now.
shouldn't get to vote until she is married,
Right?
and then when that time comes, her vote is through her husband. Problem solved. Now you got the right to vote. Shut up.
But not everybody wants to get married. You got. I mean, we talk about on this thing constantly not marrying women, right? Like that's the thing. Like, what is it? What is the point of even marrying a woman? You know, so that
there's no reason to allow the access to that franchise to women. There's no good reason. I don't want to hear.
You don't think there's women out there who earn the right to vote?
No.
What about Tulsi Gabbard? You don't think that person should have the right to
vote?
Fuck,
dude.
You don't respect people's opinion like that?
Wait,
that's the truth from the poison tree argument. She should have never been in the army to be earning this thing.
But that same Tulsi Gabbard supports red flag laws. Are you good with that?
That's not the way that it's pitched. No,
ain't no tricky.
Not the way that it's pitched.
If you give government any kind of power, eventually they will exercise that power against you.
Okay,
no, I understand that.
Voting is a civic duty. Civic means community, society. Yep. So since men are the arbitrators of society, everything has to be built and enforced by men. Then what women say don't fucking matter. Everything she does is to take your money without giving you pussy. No.
You know what?
They don't need no fucking vote.
I don't know. I think there's. Go ahead.
Hold on, Z. Once you frame it as a civic duty, dirty folks, I think you're on the right track, because we talk about voting as if it's an inherent right, right? I was listening to you know what? This is a perfect example of why I've been so down on the Black Manosphere with all these co-ed panels and shit. Cause niggas can't have these type conversations, right? So I'm listening to the Whatever podcast, and they're debating the very idea of rights, but it's Andrew Wilson telling it to a bunch of dumb chicks, so it's not a real.
I saw the same one, dude. That was fucking insane.
Yeah, it was retarded, but I appreciate the energy of it, because you niggas be talking to women like y'all equal, but it really, because y'all really are equal to the bitches. That's
dude, but it was like he was sitting there trying to explain something to my 9-year-old son, and they weren't getting it. It was fucking absurd.
But the idea, it was about whether it's really exist. Like, do your rights come from God, or are your rights a social construct, right? And Andrew Wilson trying to explain, like, no, your rights are a social construct, right? And so to tie it back together, your voting right, your right to vote does not come from God. There is no inherent right to vote that anyone gets. And so there is no, especially for women, there is no inherent right to it at all. And what it is a social construct. Therefore, because it's socially constructed, we can actually just do away with the inherent right part and ask, why should you? And now the question becomes, why should a woman get the right to vote? Not a woman, but why should women, broadly speaking, have the right to vote?
So this is my thing. I don't think it should be women, race, whatever. I don't give a fuck about if you're a woman or what. Because there's people who can earn it through merit. Like I believe you should earn it through civic. Like I agree with you guys that it isn't
Why?
a God-given
Why?
right unless the government is your God, unless
Stop
society
right
is your God, right?
Stop right there, real quick. Stop right there.
Mhm.
Why do we even allow women access to that franchise? Like, it's not just you can earn it. Why do we even give them the option? Because
Right.
listen,
Because
Well,
it's a social construct, and men can actually enforce whatever constructs we want to put together
right.
socially.
At no point in the history or the future of mankind will a woman ever be able to stop a man from enforcing whatever will he wants.
yep. But
There you
we
go.
rely
That being true,
on we rely on woman man hours. It's
women
funny
man.
saying, but yeah, we do rely
No,
on
not we, not
woman
we.
power right now.
No, no,
They're in the
not.
government,
No, not
in the
we,
military, police
not
force, all
we.
that stuff.
Yeah, but Z, not we. We don't rely on that.
I see what you're saying
Rely
personally, but
on
as
military
America,
forces.
yeah, we do. Ever
They don't
since
work.
World War II, what was it? World War II, World War One, when the women
Z,
took
you're
over the
starting to
factory
sound like these
jobs.
women on these
That
panels, dude.
no, but I'm just saying, dude. You could call me whatever you want. I don't give a fuck. This is just logic to me. How I'm analyzing it, right?
Well, no, it's because you got to understand. You know, if we're sitting here and we're arguing for any kind of matriarchal system, somebody's got to enforce that, right?
Yeah.
Generally
I
enforcing.
just think it's communist. I think it's
listen,
literally like a authoritarian. It's literally this is what it sounds like to me.
You got to answer the question: who's enforcing it? If we're
Right.
in any kind of system, who's enforcing it? Or
Right,
someone has to enforce that, right? In order for
Right.
you to have rights, someone has to enforce it for those rights to exist, correct?
Yep.
And who generally enforces those rules that make those rights exist?
The government.
Who? Okay, and out of the government, who does the government task to enforce those rules on their behalf?
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's men. There's no
It's
women
men.
SEALs.
That's
you know what I
right.
mean? Like I understand what you're saying, but that does not
So at
mean
any
we do
given
not.
time,
They are not a part of the structure, though. Like let me tell you, I'm at this giant construction site, dude. There's 3,000 people there. Bro, there's pink vests every fucking where, doing
And
all
that's
different
why
kinds
they
of
don't
things.
fall
And
down,
it's
bro.
amazing me that this is so we're relying on them.
We're
So
not
I
relying.
would need.
They have a
You're
minority
making a separate
contract.
argument.
Right.
No,
Somebody pimping them.
you're
Yeah.
moving a goalpost. You're moving a goalpost. Let me explain
Yes,
to
he
you why.
is.
Let me explain to you why, Z. The very idea of women voting is a singular concept in and of itself. It need not overlap with women working. Now, I can make arguments about women working and what jobs they should or shouldn't have and all that, but those are opinions we haven't even begun to talk about. We're only talking about women voting. This is not about whether women should work. Just
Well, not
because
only that, Hood,
So you don't
women
think
have.
no woman,
Hold
no
on,
woman,
hold
no
on.
woman has
Not
a right
only
to vote?
that, well, to what Hood's saying, there's never been a period in time where women have not had the right to work. They've always been allowed to work.
Huh?
Oh,
No, I get that. Yeah, they always. That's part of the woman's job. That's part of the. And that's another thing is like a lot of these problems are just the idiocracy problem. You know, like the choosing bad women, choosing bad man type situation. Because to the same note, I don't believe all men should have the right to vote. That's what I'm saying. I believe it should be
don't vote though.
based off of like civic duty.
But men
You
who
if
should
you can prove you have to earn the right to vote.
no. Listen, if you want to go back to just homeowners, whatever. But the whole thing is men who don't really feel like they have the right to vote don't generally vote, period. They just don't go outside to do it. They don't feel the civic duty if they don't feel the attachment to something greater. It has to be something in it for the voter.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. That's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah, I agree.
Women vote for slavery and niggas love women, so they love to be volunteer slaves. Slavery was a choice and you chose wrong. You chose the bitch.
And look,
Hey, shout out to Dead Time for a $5 super chat. I missed.
Yeah, I think you got somebody did get a super chat, but we got we haven't even gotten to the how women use the vote. That's a whole different set of worms right there. Like thinking about how women actually use the vote when you give it to them. If you start to analyze that, like allowing women to vote in your democracy will destroy your democracy, right? That's the whole nother ball of wax. But the whole issue is still why should they? We're not even off that part yet. We can't even properly answer the why because fundamentally you're giving you're giving authority without responsibility because women will never be called on to and are incapable of fully defending whatever rights that they grant themselves with the vote.
Yeah, well, what I'm saying is ever since we brought them into the factories. They became property owners. They started becoming all these different things, right? I mean, there was the first woman millionaire, self-made millionaire in America was a black woman, right? In like 1909 or something.
I don't believe that's true. That's the first
Look
one
that
that
up.
we know
Look that
about.
up. It's she made the like that hair stuff.
Motherfucker just supposed to take and accept whatever the fuck you say because I'm a black woman. Bitch, shut up. The fuck out of here.
Look it up. The self-made female, first self-made American female. Look it up.
Wait. You talking about
what you guys find?
Wait. You talking about Madam?
Put it in the
Madam
chat.
PJ Walker, but I don't know if that's the case. Just because that's who you know about, I don't know if that's the case because women have inherited stuff for a long time as well.
Self-made millionaire. It's the first self-made female American.
She was not self-made. She had a bunch of niggas like you giving her shit.
She didn't have you could argue that, but hey, that's how she played the game. Like that's my thing is like
that's they playing the game on you right now for you to see them pink vests because they got a minority contract.
Like I feel sorry for you. I feel like y'all don't have like good women in your life or something.
Don't do that.
I mean, I'm not trying. Like you, why is that? Come on, man. Like that's what it seems like.
What? No, why are you trying to shame us, man? Like
no, we're talking about different women is what I'm saying. Because when I think of women, I'm not thinking of the women you're thinking of.
Stop.
Dude, you gotta let people rebuttal.
Yeah, okay.
Check this out, man. When I said we don't rely, you know what I was talking about? We don't rely. We are not the corporations that benefit from that. That's what I meant when I said that then. No, so we benefit from the fact that like if there's more people in the workforce, supply and demand, then they don't have to pay the workers as much. We benefit from that.
That's what they've been doing since World War II. Yeah, that's why all this shit. What do you think? Why do you think all this like welfare and all this other shit started coming to? That's why this whole thing is happening.
Z, that is not a benefit. That is not a benefit to the workforce. That is a benefit to the actual business, not the workforce.
You know the T-shirts that you are wearing right now? Those are made by women. They are literally like Chinese women, not American, but they were made by women.
And children.
So like you're like literally, I don't know, it's crazy.
I only wear the finest crafted slave cloth, bro.
So the 12-year-old boys that work next to those women, they should also vote.
No, I'm not saying that's earning. So I don't believe just working gives you the right to vote. I'm saying
that women do minuscule shit. Women ain't good at nothing. Not even their jobs. They got somebody at the job for us. Like, could you do this for me, Brad? Girls ain't good at shit.
Well, I know women who.
That's what you want them for.
I know women who started really successful companies. Personally, I've worked for them. Well, I mean, that's what you say. I mean, you just don't know them. That's what I'm saying. I kind of feel bad for you. That's why I say that. Is because it seems like you don't even know them. Like you're literally saying they don't exist, but I know plenty.
Z, how many women start these successful businesses percentage-wise?
Probably low.
How many people start massively successful businesses anyway, percentage-wise?
Low.
Why are you bringing that up then? The majority of this conversation is on the average aggregate. We're not talking about outliers.
Yeah, I'm not talking about outliers either.
No, you just brought up an outlier as an anecdotal.
No, it's an outlier to you. That's what I'm saying.
No,
it's an outlier to
you as well. It's outlier to the whole of society.
Yeah, I understand, but in the same sense, then all men shouldn't have the right to vote either. Because they're just as stupid. What about the ones that are stupid and do women activities and all that?
That was never an argument one way or the other. That was never an argument one way or another.
That's why it's an argument, because you're arguing a dumb point. But listen. When women say everything that women say that sounds empowering, if you really thought about it, it's dumb. For instance, women are the fastest growing business owners. You know what that means? They the last motherfuckers to learn what an EIN number is. That's all that shit mean. When you go to these fucking small business council meetings, which I'm sure you don't, it's a bunch of bitches with sole proprietorships that sell fucking blueberry muffins or something.
Right.
Lipstick.
At least they're selling some.
They don't move the needle. When women are successful, it's because they sucking a lot of dudes' dicks that's helping them out. Bitches be like, I'm in real estate. That means you fuck 3 niggas in real estate and they taught you how to do it.
But if you come to the construction site, there'll be women who pull up with vans of burritos, and to me that is good. She is helping society. I'm not saying she deserves the right to vote for doing that, but I'm saying like that goes against your notion.
Dude,
there's like obvious evidence that goes against this perspective.
How many? What percentage would you say on the majority of construction site, 90+% construction sites in the United States? are just full up of women.
They're not. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that is just an example.
Hold on.
I know it for a fact.
Let me not say that. Not full up of women. Let's say 15% women across the United States construction sites, percentage wise. What will be the number?
Yeah, that's probably 15 to 20 right now because of admin. It could be lower.
It's not right. It's because normally speaking, they're usually white women. You know what that means? That means
not at this place.
No.
A lot of black women are doing construction admin. I don't know if you know about that.
Because black women trying to leech out the white. You know how many black girls told me to put my business in her name for a minority contract, and I'm like, bitch, I'm a minority.
I've seen Mexican women do construction work, but I've never once in my life seen a black woman do construction work ever.
I'll even grant you that. Snow, I'll even grant you that because girls can't even clean the house. How the fuck?
They're not doing construction work. They're doing administration work.
Hold on, dude.
For a construction company.
That's not where I'm going with it. Mayor Daley, our former mayor in Chicago, Mayor Daley, the mob boss. Every business in Chicago was a woman-owned business. You know who those women were? Maggie Daley, his wife. His mama owned a business. His sister-in-law owned a business. That was his businesses, though. But he used women to get the minority contract. No bid contracts to build Chicago. Because women got the affluence to do so, but so do black males. We really don't need women for shit. Niggas just like bitches. Women,
we like parts of them.
Well, yeah, with clothes off. Women in $12 outfits.
But was dirty. What Z was talking about earlier about he's seen women pull up with vans with food. All that is, dude. I used to see that when I was working for Challenge Electric all the time when we contracted out at Procter and Gamble. And all that was there was some Mexicans. Their wives would come and they would bring coolers full of food for all the Mexicans that all work together. That's all that is wives doing their job.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What about the husband? I'm saying they're actually pulling a load. You guys talk about like they're useless and pretty much don't provide anything. But I'm saying the opposite is true. Is what I'm saying.
Now you're making a charge against us that was never even founded.
Yeah, that could be a straw man. That's fair. That could be a straw man. I got a question though. Is democracy communist? Because democracy is based off like all the people, right? Or else it's not democracy; it's something else. So is democracy too communist?
Democracy is more like mob rule.
Yeah, this is why we technically.
But is that communism? That's like mob rule, right?
It's communism.
It's like light socialism.
Well, mob rule and communism, they all tend to go down the same road. This is why we have a republic, which is basically democracy with restrictions and breaks on it. Like there are levels of it, and there's checks and balances and all that. So the idea is that you don't have one part of your government that grows more powerful and powerful enough to overtake other parts of the government. But most people seem to think we live in some democracy right now, and they want to act as if that's true.
And therein lies the problem. We have a constitutional representative republic, and people
it's a constitutional republic. Yes,
but it's supposed to be representative too. You vote for your
but nowhere in the title does it say representative republic. It's a constitutional republic. The Constitution is the supreme law of the land, and we are a republic because we have 50 nation states.
Every state is a nation state, and we have one centralized government to cover the nation states. So your state law is more important than your federal law. The problem with having women in government is they want to go straight to the boss. Let me see a supervisor, and they want to change laws on a federal level.
The federal government has no business sticking their nose in.
Let me point something out to you, Z, right? And this comes up, like women will say this if you listen to them make the argument about the 19th Amendment. Eventually, after you point out all these facts and ideas, they'll just say something like, well, why did you guys vote for it anyway? Because guys didn't actually vote for it. It never was a state thing. Like, I don't think any state actually ratified women's right to vote. I think this is something that came from government. So from the top down, it was like something imposed on the nation, basically.
You know why it was imposed? Because it was economically imposed by the corporations. Because the women were now the laborers of the corporations.
It was
that's how it was imposed, top down. It was the corporation.
Corporate interest.
You're getting it wrong. Yeah, you got to explain the corporate interest, True Hype, because he's getting the concept a little bit wrong.
No, I agree. It's corporate interest.
So right, the companies, it was in their best interest to flood the market with workers or whatever, supply and demand. If I have a more supply of workers, then I don't have to pay the workers as much.
Yep. Yeah, no,
It,
I understand that exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's the whole reason they got the right to vote.
Right. So when you say
So,
that, you're not acknowledging the fact that them getting the right to vote was not to benefit us as a nation or even us as men. It was done to benefit corporations, one, financially, and two, in their long term ultimate plan of like turning this whole country into a Walmart. But it was never a good thing. And so you're arguing with us from your moral high horse, taking shots at us like we just want bad things for women because we don't believe in feminism, when you now have logic yourself to the point of acknowledging this entire thing was done to us but not for us.
No,
yep.
it was done for us. I mean, it benefited us. I mean,
How?
It
so
did
look,
not
so I just
benefit us. How did being able to take care of your family with one paycheck and now you need 2.5 to buy a
right. No,
house?
I understand that.
How
How it
did
benefit?
no. How did your wife, or they don't have
Mhm.
husbands, they hate men. How did not being able to see your kid and strangers raising her kid benefit you? How did Section 8 and social service programs increasing the rental rate, so now you got to stay with your mom or stay with a girl and talk 50-50 talk with this goofy bitch, when you used to be able to apartment that was $600 when in 2000 is now $1,600 because they want to maximize what can get off Section 8, which destroys communities. How did that benefit you? Nothing that women vote on benefits America. It just
It only
benefits men.
benefits women,
Well,
literally.
it sounds like you're making two arguments. It sounds like
Yes, I'm
you're
not.
saying the corporations control everything, but now it's the women that control everything. Is it the corporations control the women and the women control
no,
the
no, no,
vote, the man, or
No,
like I don't
women
no,
understand what the
women vote
process here
women
is?
vote for their own
Hold on, follow
interest.
your own logic.
Yeah,
Follow
everyone
follow
votes
the
for their own
logic.
interest.
So by empowering the women,
Hmm.
by giving the women all this access to the jobs and the abilities that men used to have, they have now indebted the women to the corporations. And so
Hmm.
in a certain argument, you can say that the corporations control the women and they use the women to control society to a certain degree.
Yeah, well, that's how America's been since 1920. So it's
How is this good
um
for us though?
so
Like you're saying we're bad for not wanting this poison.
but how do you but so this is my thing is I feel like you're blaming the wrong target or the wrong route, like in that
the
these things.
corporation. We're
Hmm?
we're blaming corporatism and saying that somebody got on the
Right?
way
We're
to
not
that,
even
but we're
blaming women
blaming them.
directly here. We're not even saying women are bad. Women just got caught up
Taking
doing what girls do.
really
Hmm.
by taking the right to vote away from them, we're taking the blame away from them and taking them away from being able to make these mistakes.
Right. Because a man with a here's the thing. This is just common sense shit, but niggas don't have common sense. If you give a man a house, he'll have a family. He'll sleep with some girl at the club and she'll wake up at 2 in the morning like, oh my God, I can go to the bathroom naked. Next thing you know, 6 months later, I'm pregnant. I guess we got to get married. You give a man a house, you'll get a family. You give a woman a house, she won't need no man.
And shit, and a lot of those women that take those benefits or whatever, they act as if they do it on their own. In fact, some call it independence
Hmm.
when they're actually
No, yeah,
dependent.
no, I understand that. I'm not a pro welfare person. Essentially, I mean, I kind of.
Pro woman, you're
I
pro
don't know.
welfare. By default, you're pro welfare if you're pro woman.
Look
Well,
at these
oh, actually,
numbers
I
on
am
the
pro. Oh,
screen.
this is
Hold
a
on, hold
subject.
on.
Okay, I actually
The
am
numbers
pro.
on the
You
screen
know what I'm pro?
prove
I'm
how
pro. That
pro-welfare you are.
if you
Look
knock
at
up a girl, you have to, and you leave, you have to pay child support. I believe in child support.
that.
I don't
Even
believe in child
no.
support.
Even
I believe
that's
in child
false.
support.
Let me explain why I have a problem with child support, and we can start this whole other line of argument. But
Yeah, you can
when you
tell this
say
Oh
guy's
yeah,
never
we
had
can
to
go.
pay
Yeah,
anything,
we're
right?
off topic.
no, this is topic because I don't have a set topic. This is just how we,
Gotcha.
this is conversation. But when you bring up child support, this is just what I take issue with. In principle, the government is imposing a contract between two private individuals where neither party has committed any sort of harm to the other party. Like you can't tell me you can't argue that a woman being pregnant is somehow a harm or a damage that's been done to her, because traditionally if you go to court and you're suing a party, you're suing for damages. You're saying somebody has caused me this type of harm. You've cost me money. You've broken something that belongs to me, whatever. When it comes to making a baby, Unless you're talking about a crime, which is sexual assault, which is the obvious crime of that we all were talking about earlier, right? Unless you're talking about that obvious crime, then you can't turn around and tell me that I have to be forced to pay this woman damages. Like making a baby isn't damages. Now, by even bringing up this situation in that way, I think we're putting the cart way before the horse.
Yeah, I don't consider it damages. I consider it responsibility. You know, more of a
Okay, let me tell you
if
what
you bring a
responsibility.
human into the society,
No. Let me tell you what
someone is
We
responsible for
damages.
if you leave a baby negligent, that is literally a crime in America. You
I
were
got
responsible to take care of that child
Okay, so let's play this game. Let's say if
ethically.
I agree with let's play this game. Let's say I agree with it. Let me say I agree if a man abandons his child. Because it's either hers or mine. It's not
I'll even
ours.
give him that. I'll grant him that worldview.
Right. If a man abandons his child, then he should pay service fees, right? Damages.
Facts. I agree with that too.
Now, that means that it has to be his child. So that means let's change the custody to men get primary custody. And then if he declines, the same way bitches could drop a baby off at the goddamn fucking fire department or whatever, he dropped the baby off at the fire department, he found him, he got to pay a fine. I'm cool with that. But it has to be his. I'm not paying for hers. It's mine or hers. It's not ours.
But it is yours.
I wouldn't be fighting.
It's both of yours. That's like literally
No,
how
it's
it
not.
works.
It's mine.
That's how DNA works
No,
and
you
baby
don't
making
understand.
works.
He's making
You don't understand how the law works.
Wait, how do you define a man and a
property
woman though?
argument.
Because that might get into different definitions of what you believe.
But
We're not doing this.
he's making the
We're not
It's
playing
property.
man and woman
scientifically
game.
true.
We're not doing that.
It takes
We're not doing that.
two to tango.
Z, we're not playing that game. It's a really simple question. We don't have
I'm just
to do
fucking
that.
around. Yeah, I'm
I
just
know,
fucking
but
around.
listen. Focus on this part. How can two people own a thing? Explain. Walk me down that path real quick. Like let's say it's a car, right? Do two people own a car?
Do people? Yeah, two people can own a car. Yeah, man and his wife can own that car.
By paperwork legally,
So-
but in reality, can two people own a car?
Yeah, in reality, yeah, they both can use it equally. They can make compromises to share it.
Now, here's the catch, though. Here's the catch.
They have rights to it. So rights to drive it insured.
Marriage is a corporation. Now, I'm not sure how that works outside of a husband and wife. Maybe there's like you co-sign for a car and all that, but now you're taking on like debt in your name or something. But the marriage is a corporation, so that's just the two becomes one argument. Like the marriage is kind of a loophole in this question because it literally is two becoming one. But even in that corporation, the man is seen as like the CEO of the corporation, generally speaking, like especially when you talk about traditional marriage, like how it was up until very recently. Like the wife might take on debts, like she could literally go down to the store and say, "Put this on the tab."
Well, two can become one. Two become one in a lot of situations. Oh, sorry.
Now the point I'm bringing up about the ownership thing is when it comes to children in particular, right? Like setting metaphor aside, when it comes to children in particular, the women either own the children or the men own the children, because fundamentally speaking, that's the problem of the child support issue and the custody and all that, because you're charging the man the child that he never actually owns. Like she has full possession. She takes full responsibility when it comes to the day-to-day decision making of it, right? But he has to pay. And so he's now being forced to pay for something he never has ownership of technically, right? He has no practical rights over this child. This is where the problem comes up.
Well, the only reason that happens is because he didn't fight. He didn't fight for the child's rights in court. No. Let me respond.
Dude, this is how you can tell that you've never went through this shit.
No, so let me. Can I just? I don't have kids, but
it's real easy for someone that's never been through this shit to try and tell someone how they should go about.
Well, do you have split ownership or do you have full?
Here we go.
No,
well, I'm just saying. I just want to know what it's like. Is it?
Let him give his answer, bro. Let him have it.
My ex has custody of our kids. That's how it was right off the rip, sir. I wasn't married to her when we had kids. I had no rights to those kids. I had to go to court and have rights granted to me, even though I was still supposed to be responsible for taking care of them financially.
Did you agree to 50-50 rights? Did you fight for 50-50?
I was never.
Or what did you fight for?
I hired a lawyer. I tried getting all that shit. They didn't give it to me. And let me tell you something.
That's unfair. And I believe that's an injustice to you.
How much money is a man supposed to fucking spend? How much is he supposed to fight? How much is he supposed to do without just to have some bitch actually honor a fucking court agreement?
And not only that, why are you fighting for your shit? If it's my shit, give it to me. And if you take my shit, I'm gonna lay you down. If it's your shit, keep it.
This is why the argument about ownership is relevant. This is what I'm saying. They treat you like you're an owner, but you've never owned a thing. It was all an illusion. And this is why the whole once you start with the idea that the man has to pay, you're already putting the man in a trap by just saying he has to pay automatically. This is why we're inherently against it. And I don't know if you've seen the arguments, but like, bro, you're setting niggas up for an L just by thinking this way.
They setting themselves up. They shouldn't be procreating and creating children that we are responsible. A taxpayer has to pay for.
No, chill with that. Like responsibility with no authority, man. That is crazy. That is slavery.
It's slavery.
So
slavery every day, B. Responsibility with no accountability and no voice in the decision making is slavery. It is literally slavery.
Right, and you don't
slavery. Girls,
and you have a voice, bro. You're acting like you don't have a voice is crazy, bro. That's kind of crazy to me right now. Because you know how many people I know have split ownership?
You have no rights until the courts grant you rights.
Yes.
That's a process in and of itself. And then from there, they determine to the extent to which you get to apply these rights. Like, do you get them on Sundays? Do you get them on Thursdays? Do you get two? Do you get
someone else is literally telling you how much time you get to spend with your kids? You go into that fucking courtroom already being a criminal of a crime that you didn't even know you committed. You're fucking strong-armed and forced under duress to sign and contract with people that you have no fucking debt to. In any other fucking world, that's criminal.
And now that's my initial argument. When no harm has been done, you can't say making a baby is damages. I didn't damage you by giving you a baby.
No, what was damaging was the fact that you wanted to end a fucking union because of your fucking feelings. Because you just didn't get along anymore, and you didn't feel like you were being appreciated.
Well, you
get to take half my paycheck, half my shit, half of everything I worked for, and our fucking kids on top of it. And I get told fuck you by the system. Nah, dude. No, that's how you don't have a fucking clue what you're talking about, son.
No, I agree with how the current system is set up. I thought we were talking about how it should be set up. I'm not signing off every single law America has ever passed. I'm not doing that at all. I thought we were talking about an ideology, like what should we do? I thought that was a conversation. And I want to respond. I want to respond.
And you fought against that and said it's ours. It's not fucking ours. It's mine.
It is ours. It's ours in the whole sense of a society, and that's why we enforce those rules, because we don't want the taxpayer. We think it's more damaging to the system to make all the taxpayers pay for your child instead of you pay for your child. Why are you making the taxpayer pay for your little sex things? You know what I mean? And also, I wanted to respond.
What type of feminist shit are you? Won't shut up for a minute.
No. I want to respond to Hood's point. Two can be in one ownership. Two can be. Let me speak, dude. Let me respond to Hood's point. You guys been talking. I let you guys all go through the turn. It's my turn. Let me respond.
No, I'm not.
You guys don't want to have a conversation.
Women have the right to vote.
Been having a conversation.
It's because but I'm trying to answer. This is my turn in the conversation.
But you are moving all around it.
Dude, let me just answer the point of Hood. I'm trying to respond to what Hood has already said. I'm not moving around. I'm responding to everything you guys have said. So two can be in one ownership. There's when you buy a house, you can buy a house with split ownership, split however you want. It could be 50-50, it could be however you want. When you buy a car, you can split it. Any type of ownership that gives you responsibility, like the responsibility of owning a car and having it drivable, is insurance. There is payments you must do to own something and be responsible for in society. We don't want the taxpayer to pay for your kid. We want you to pay for your kid. That's what I'm saying, because it's your responsibility that the kid is even here. You're part of the responsibility. You didn't wear a condom. You got it busted. I don't know what it is, but it's your responsibility to society.
Hey, Snowman, hold on. Hey, but check this out, though. You sound very theoretical when you're talking about this. I'm actually dealing with this with a personal family matter, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
no, I've dealt with it personally too. I've dealt with it personally,
without getting into it.
My brother, right? Everything, yeah.
Personal property or whatever. If it's 50-50 ownership and the other party is not making the payments or anything like that, but they're seeing court-wise is like, they're just as equal as you, then guess what? That's responsibility without authority. Because if I don't do what I'm supposed to do, the shit going back. But
Right.
if that other person doesn't do what they're going to do because I'm responsible, I suffer the consequences from the fact that we're 50-50.
I'll say
That
this.
is not an optimum position of being.
Hold on, Dirty.
Yeah, it shouldn't be that way. I agree. It shouldn't be that way. It should be the way that I believe, not the way
didn't
you
make it that
believe.
way.
Because the way you believe, I think, is a wrong reaction to the problem. That's what I'm saying. It's a bad solution. It doesn't
I
make
didn't
sense
make
to
it
me.
this way. This is another family member making it this way to make it even on the other two family members. I'm the responsible one. But that's the only reason why they want me on it.
Yeah.
There's a great movie.
And not only that, you want to end you want people to be responsible for the kids and not the taxpayer. Well, then stop fucking giving the kids to the women at fucking 85% rate, because that's why the taxpayer is responsible for it, because most of these bitches can't even fucking take care of themselves. They're relying on a man that they fucking left to take care of them, their kids, then the government, the taxpayer, to house them and fucking feed them and clothe them and everything else, dude. Because tell me, in what realistic world, and what world did we ever think that giving someone who needs taking care of themselves the ability to take care of someone else that literally needs them to support them was the fucking proper thing to do?
The way it is right now, you have perverse incentives. And if you have perverse incentives, like humans are pretty much downright only about their incentives. The incentives that you give or whatever, you're going to get more of that.
Yes.
And that's what we're having.
Yes. So, and if you incentivize by giving man the right to sign off, I could get someone pregnant, and if I sign before birth, it's not much. No, listen. Please, let me just finish. That person can sign off their responsibilities. And someone can sign off their responsibilities. This is what's going to happen. You're going to incentivize people busting in bitches and signing paperwork like, I don't gotta, and you're gonna have all these fucked up kids, which are already happening right now. We need to reduce that, not increase it. That's crazy. Why are we arguing about men taking less responsibility? That doesn't even make sense. We should be taking more responsibility.
Nobody's arguing that.
I'm just trying to understand.
How do you have a problem with literally arguing for
But a lot of the stuff you guys said has just been illogical. Like two people can't be one. Have you heard of LLC? Two people can start a company. You did not.
Bro,
dude,
chill for a second.
This guy's fucking insane, bro.
Chill. Dirty folks, he was trying to jump in there and make a point. Please, clearly make your point.
Into the 1920s, when women started voting, and they did every dumbass vote they could do, from child labor laws to fucking, and I don't think 9-year-olds should be in a coal mine, but kids out here now selling fucking M&Ms trying to get money, from child labor laws to statutory sex laws, because it's not great, to prohibition, which is the only law that's ever been reneged. Every time women said something was fucked up. All the way up until that point, men had primary custody. There's an old movie called Fiddler on the Roof. You can go watch it. They made a color nap. And there's a scene in there where a dude meets another dude on the road, and he say, "Man, I got 6 daughters." And the other dude's like, "Oh, that's great. You got 6 kids." No daughters. I got 6 daughters. That means he has primary custody, and he has to find 6 husbands for his 6 daughters because he's responsible for his kids. That was the world until women began to vote. They're like, we don't want the men, but we want the kids. And they kept saying, men leave us. That's the lie they always been telling since they got a vote. Oh, men be leaving us at a rapid rate. We should get paid for men leaving. We should get his property if men leave. Women want your shit without the work. So every time I say give men primary custody, talk this fucking cosign shit, but you won't have no problem saying men should sign off rights or men should pay if they leave. But it's like, yo, men stay, give them the baby. Oh no, men shouldn't have the baby. It should be both.
That's not what I'm saying.
What the fuck?
I'm saying the opposite. I'm saying the system is fucked, actually. And I agree that that's fucked
15 times. You talk about co-ownership. We went to cars, we went to houses. You keep saying it's both for y'all shit.
Yeah.
No,
that's how it should
be. But this is the problem when you say it's both of ours. You're only charging one party with any level of real responsibility. But it's both of ours. Yeah, okay, so if you're party with all responsibility, then the only argument from my point is then custody isn't. If you can prove that baby's mine, especially now we got all this genetic testing you can do, you can probably get a DNA test in a couple hours done. And once you prove the baby's mine, then all the possession, all the authority goes to me. And then from that point on, I can assume whatever financial responsibility you want me to assume. I don't have to work through this adversarial female
Mm.
just to establish what you say is mine, because you're setting up an inherent like false scenario for a man to operate under, and then saying that you owe. This is the only problem we take. I think everybody except for you seems to agree with this, right? You're setting up this ownership without responsibility. It's like paying taxes on a condo you don't get to live in. You can't rent it out to nobody. You can't show up randomly in the middle of the night. You can't take none of your bitches there, but you got to pay maintenance fees every month just for the privilege of owning the shit.
Yeah, no, so that goes back to exactly just going back to the beginning pretty much. So yeah, what I'm arguing, I actually agree with you guys. What you just said, I agree. You should be able to prove to the government whether this is yours before there's any. I agree with that. You're saying I don't, but I do. What I disagree
should I
with
have to prove
is
to the government
is all
anything?
the other stuff you guys said that just didn't make any sense, and I proved it wrong. We just moved on, and I just want to acknowledge that all
You didn't prove
happened,
it
right?
wrong. You didn't prove it
Well,
wrong. And why should I have to petition the government for my child?
Well, that's not even the thing. Real quick,
You
True
have
Hype, that's a simple thing. Because if she wants to sue she has to sue me through the government. Once she wants to go through the government, boom. Now you're gonna have to prove it was mine. It's not even that I have to petition the government. Because if you want to petition the government, then now you're starting the procedures. You know what I'm saying? But Z, I want you to be real specific here. Because I want to slow this down a little bit. What exactly do you think we've got wrong? Make it really concise so we can deal with that kernel of an argument. What exactly do you think we were proven wrong with?
You said, when can two even become one, except for like some like obscure like co-ownership type of deal? And I'm like, two becomes one all the time. That's like LLCs, that's buying houses, buying cars. There's like having kids, even like there's like so much of that.
I'll grant you some gray area on that. The thing is, when it comes to, let's say you're married, right? As a married man, you have assumed rights, because we're talking about two becomes one. I mean, we're talking about ownership and two becoming one in terms of ownership in the context of children. And so in the being a husband, you come out with inherent rights over your child, which is it's a plus and a negative. Because like, if that's not your baby, technically that's still your baby. Because even though she fucked some other guy and got pregnant by some other guy, it happened under the thing of marriage. You get automatic like responsibilities now, right? But outside of the marriage situation, there is no two people can own this child together. You do not have equal rights together to this child. And I don't know if that's a reality that you seem to really get. And this is the point that we were trying to drive home to you. The idea of two people owning that child, to people having equal custody, it's an inherent, unless there's actual 50-50 custody where you're splitting it down to the day, that's almost an impossibility, bro.
Hey, also, a legal liability company is just a mutual interest. It's not actually the two people becoming one. It's a mutual interest becoming one on paper.
Yeah, they become one entity, which is that LLC, which all that responsibility lies on that one entity, which they are split 50-50.
Yeah, but what that does is it takes away the liability, so people can't sue you and take all your shit from you.
No, they can sue the company. They can't sue you personally. That's what that 50-50 ownership is.
Well, they can in certain circumstances if it's agreed.
Just like a kid. A kid is a separate entity that you are responsible for. You're responsible to take care of. If you do bad, unethical shit, you're going to get punished for it.
Okay, and insurance
equally.
Where's the insurance?
Which I believe should happen. I agree with you guys that it's not happening, but I'm saying your solution, your reaction to it doesn't make sense to me. It's not very clear. I don't even understand why you would do that. It just sounds like
it's not the one and the same though. Marriage is a totally different thing. In the eyes of the
governmental, it's kind of a similar thing. It's like
in the eyes of the government, whatever, y'all are like one party now.
Mm-hmm.
And you have responsibility over that, especially like back. No, the LLC is different because you're still separate.
Yeah,
still separate individuals.
Basically, you can sue the insurance company, but you don't lose your personal.
You're still separate in a marriage too. Stuff. If someone beats you up, it's not like your wife gets to sue for getting beat up as well. No, you still have separate identities as well.
You're like
it's same with the LLC. The 50-50 ownership is the responsibility of the new entity.
Hold on. Do you know there's a such thing as like the wife does not have to testify to incriminate her husband in court
Right.
Yeah.
proceedings.
You don't have to testify against
There's a
anybody.
reason for that. That's not the same thing in the LLC.
Yeah, you don't have to testify against anybody. It's called
No,
pleading
no,
the fifth.
no. I'm saying like they do not have to because there's a precedent. Because it will be in the wife's best interest to either lie or not tell
Right.
the truth if their husband is guilty. So there's no point in that. That comes from the old like common law shit. And there's a reason for that though.
But you guys disagree with me that voting rights should be earned based on civic merit? You guys disagree with that notion? It should just be men and not women. That's like your solution.
I don't
That doesn't make
necessarily
sense to
have a
me. There's
problem
like,
with that. I wasn't even going that hard on there.
but I'm just
It's just
wondering.
like
I'm wondering the
when you
position
say
because that's what
certain
it sounds
things.
like, and I don't want to.
No,
As
straw
but
man.
far as voting for
you
women
argue
goes,
with two people and you made it to the whole panel though. That's the
as
thing.
far, if I
Well, I
can,
mean, I'm
as
just
far as,
responding to the things I disagree with,
let me,
and if
hold
you
on,
agree with it, then you
fucking
could say you
Christ,
agree with it, or if you
We
disagree
don't
with
have
it, go ahead and
to
disagree with it.
Why
Calm down
is that the part you disagree with?
Hold on,
We
hold on a
agree
second.
that if you're absent, you should pay. Why do you disagree with? Like, I'm here, give it to me. Why is that what you disagree with?
No, I'm disagreeing with the fact that
See,
the women shouldn't have a right
oh,
to
just
vote
stay
just
on.
because they're women. That's what I'm disagreeing with. I don't know why you
Yeah.
making this different image.
Okay, but even what you're saying, what
All right, real quick. I want to make a stop real quick. I think Snowman is introducing some guests to the panel. You got a new guy, Bumpkin, on the show. You jumped in a pretty heated moment. I imagine there was an idea that you wanted to respond to, so I'm going to open the floor up to you to kind of tone down the conversation for a second. Snowman, please, if you want to jump in
No, I
real
was going
quick.
to say before you do, I was going to see if you'd let me at least acknowledge those super chats that I got.
how come I ain't getting no super chats? Support the dot daycare. Y'all some bums.
Because dude asked a couple questions or made a couple statements that might be worth addressing as well.
All right, well, you got the floor.
I was just going to say shout out to Big Time. He gave two $5 super chats and a $2 super chat. He asked, he said, men hold the monopoly on force. Men have the ability to either give you rights or take them away. He also said, have you ever watched cops make arrests? Females 99% of the time hang back while the male cops run forward and get hands on to make the arrest. And then he also says emotional abuse is utter BS.
Yeah, I don't even want to go back to that kind of conversation again. But Bumpkin, what was the idea you wanted to respond to? And welcome to the show, man. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, no problem. I don't know. Personally, I'm more of a traditionalist, but if we're going to live in a society where women are equal in all matters legally, then they should probably have to have the burden of being completely equal legally. The only reason why you're allowed to really vote in this society is because of selective service, so they should probably have to sign up for that.
That's initially why men were given the right to vote, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they are tasked with that duty.
Because that is a sacrifice that they have to endure. If selective service, if you get drafted, right, you have to go off and fight in some foreign war. And because you are tasked with doing that, you then have the right to vote. Because then you know, it's unjust for you not to be able to change the politics or voice your opinion in the politics if you have to be forced to then go and fight somewhere for those politics.
Right.
But
would you agree, Bumpkin, that like as far as a woman voting, it would serve better purpose and it'd probably do the country better if when the woman would get a quasi right to vote, it would be when she got married and that voice be through her husband's vote.
Yeah. So people, especially modern day liberal women, really downplay. They think traditional wives were like just baby breeders, just pump out babies and just like get beat by their husbands all day long. That wasn't the case historically. Women that were wives, they handled the finances of the home. Fun fact. They raised the children, not just like, changing their diapers, like literally raised the children, especially during times of war. They cleaned and upkept the house, not just, vacuuming. They also did the siding of the house and repaired the roof. I mean, when men would do that too, but people downplay a lot of that role. And I'm sorry, just logically, I don't really see the upside of women entering the workforce. I mean, they went from being able to pretty much just get an income off their husbands and live a rent free existence to working a 9 to 5 and having workplace depression. And now they're even talking about having them sign up for selective service, which that might be the death of feminism if they actually push that.
Well, now with women in the workforce, you got the whole issue of like the Crown Act, where women seem to think that they shouldn't be able to be told how they have to present themselves in a work arena like men have been told their entire existence.
Yep.
And the upside was corporate cheap labor. That's what the upside was industrialization. That's how we built this country. Yeah, this happened a long time ago, and ever since then we've been doing shit like defeating the Nazis, going to space, all the good shit that's happened. I know there's a lot of bad stuff that's happened, but I'm generally like pretty optimistic and proud of the stuff that America has done. So
are we going to bring back the child labor then? If you're going to talk about industrialization, we're going to have.
No, I don't think so. No, I think if anything, I think people should be a little bit older nowadays before they get into the workforce, like because these people are kind of stupid and reckless out here. Kind of liability.
I disagree with that, honestly. I got about 8 more minutes before I have to jump off, then I can jump back on for a little bit. I got some stuff to do today. But I genuinely disagree with the idea that people need to be older to join the workforce. We coddle people too much. I don't know. I'm sort of a minority of the Zoomer generation, but a lot of my generation were coddled. They're complaining about how am I gonna afford a house? Like, that's valid. There's no way for you to afford a house, but the Gen X weren't able to either, or the generations before us, the last ones that were actually able to survive were the boomers. That's it. Back. Like, this has been happening for a while.
I mean, in order for me to, when I was a kid and got out of high school, in order for me to have an apartment, I had to get a roommate too because I couldn't afford it on my own already fresh out of high school.
And you think taking away women's right to vote is going to fix that?
It's less.
I think taking away the women's right to vote will fix a lot of things.
So, I always view this as an economical standpoint. By the way, I think the idea that we're going to take away majority population's right to vote is not going to be even possible. Women, no matter what, besides maybe China, there's more women than men, so there's no possible way for that. But
really quickly, Bumpkin, here's something that like kind of chew on a little bit. The largest population of the voting bloc in America, the largest voting bloc population, does not vote. So what the hell are you taking away?
Okay, let me say this right. First of all, what's up, Bunky? You need to speak, bro. Bunky, you my wigger. You be tripping. Second of all, women voting, when women are normally transient residents anyway, like most people don't know who their local politicians are. They just know who the president is because they're really voting for a king, but they don't see it like that. So women being in a representative government is really just something for them to do. They don't really need to vote. They really don't. What are they voting?
Look, to highlight that comment, that's why I rock with Nunya. Even she said women belong in the kitchen.
You know what? I'm not going to take it that far because I don't even think women can cook since the silent generation. It's like pockets of, I know girls who
That's why they need to be in the kitchen. That way they can relearn.
I know girls who can cook, but they're, generally speaking.
So Dave said pretty much should women stop paying taxes because they won't have representation. So they should just, all the women should leave the workforce.
Now. Let me tell you how
women should leave the workforce and stop paying taxes. Is what the
is that part women of it? Don't pay taxes now in the workforce. They don't pay.
Yeah, they do. What do you mean? My wife, everybody I know pays taxes who works. That's literally delusional. That doesn't even make sense. That's not real, bro.
They pay taxes, bro. They pay state and federal taxes. Come on, dirty folks.
Taxes, bro.
No. Listen.
No, actually, as far as federal goes, they may pay it out of their check, but if you get a tax refund at the end of the
They
year,
get all the money
you,
They
back.
pay
you're not
sales
paying
tax. They pay a lot of
taxes.
tax. They pay
You're
all the
not paying
taxes we
taxes.
do.
They get their money back.
The only tax most people pay is sales tax and a little bit of state and local tax. That's it.
That's it.
So we have to look at the what women entering the workforce has done economically. Okay? This is
It's caused inflation to go through the roof.
Well, yeah. Well,
That's
okay,
not what caused inflation.
Well, the fuck it ain't.
It dropped wages. What caused inflation was bailing out the banks. Ever since after the 30s, when the first bad stock market happened. That's what caused inflation. Is printing more money to bail people out.
Windmill,
give interest-free loans.
get to the point. You don't think that going from having one person in the workforce in a family home to having two people forced in the workforce from the family didn't spark an idea? Well, we got both of them working. Now we can jack the prices up, and they don't give a shit. They ain't going to care because they're both working. They can afford it. That's exactly what happened, sir. That does affect inflation.
That's what happened. And
so
not only
slaves.
that, except for Nunya, shout out to you for not having 8 kids. Most women, especially when they have children, they don't work full days at work. And if they do, they're subsidized by the state. So the state pays for the daycare, the state pays for the after school care. They get money back for every kid, plus whatever they're going to get back at income tax time. That's why I say women don't pay taxes. They're net negative. If you have a job like Walmart, which is one of those welfare to work ass jobs, if they work part-time, that's slavery because the corporation gets more in deductions for hiring a single mother, especially if she got a college degree. Single mother, college degree, and or on WIC, on EBT, they get paid more from the government to hire her than she earns on her check. So she's a voluntary slave. Women don't really pay taxes. They're a net negative.
Yeah, that's a generalization though, because I know a lot of successful women that's what I'm saying. You're painting the picture like all these women are just welfare queens. Like I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I just know a different stock of women that is completely opposite of that reality, and that's what I'm saying.
We're speaking in generalities because that's how you have to in a debate like this.
Yeah, and I'm saying that generality is incorrect.
We're not sitting here saying that every woman is a welfare queen.
Hey, for the whole of society, you move the whole of society toward the aggregate, not toward the outlier.
Is that even on average? How much would you say that?
Yes, that is.
You would say the average amount of women are actually on welfare and not paying taxes?
No, we didn't say welfare. You said that. But look, you see that thing that's on the screen right there?
You're talking about Walmart welfare. That's what you're talking about.
I did not say
that's called Walmart welfare. It's literally a welfare program.
Look, you see that right there? You see that thing that's on the screen? You see that thing that's on the screen? There's a reason why Hood put that on the screen earlier.
Yeah, I know what you mean about this. This is the same argument as the rich pay all the taxes. Yeah, I understand that, but still, they pay taxes, therefore they have the right to be represented. Correct? Or do you disagree with that? Is what I'm asking.
Well, where's our representation?
Because there's a lot of women. I would say the majority of women. I bet it's even higher. I bet it's like 80% of women are not on welfare and actually are taxpayers.
We're not talking about welfare. We're talking about paying taxes.
It might be lower because of women who stay at home. Actually, I would have someone should look that up in the chat.
And most of these times when we're talking about women that are at home on welfare, we're talking about single moms because that statistic you just used for women that are out that are paying taxes or whatever and not on welfare, that doesn't apply to single moms. It's the exact opposite.
Yeah,
the majority of single moms are on some kind of government assistance. They're getting welfare, Section 8, WIC, ADC, on top of having an ex or however many baby daddies paying them child support. They're literally, their entire life is funded by some kind of fucking government social program.
And you got to have the same smoke for them that you have for the dudes that want to abandon their children.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and is the solution removing child support?
You talking about
that doesn't make sense. It sounds like it'll make it worse.
No, the solution is to stop giving these kids to women that can't financially support them without the government or another man's help. Give it to the father who is already financially supporting them.
I agree. I agree with that.
Men don't keep their kids away from mom. Every girl I know the dad got the kid, I'll be chilling when they be like, "Oh, tomorrow my son's birthday." I'm like, "This happened with you 9 months. I didn't know you had a kid." Oh yeah, they live with their dad. Like women don't give a fuck about their kids when they don't have custody. They really don't give a fuck when they do have custody. That's why 2-month-old kids is in the middle of the street. They don't give a fuck.
And you know what happened? All these like IG chicks or whatever, they wouldn't be able to get with an NBA player to have their 401k or whatever. They couldn't baby trap anymore. They couldn't, rely on the man for the lifestyle that they want.
In addition to that, what I'm saying is that because the social service net, even when you're talking about all the pink vest at your construction site, is paid by taxpayers. That is a minority business account. They get paid to hire women.
Yeah, I understand that.
Still a net negative on taxpayers.
I understand that, but I'm also talking about just women. I've worked for women-owned businesses that were really fucking good, and that's what I'm just saying. I just know I have a different reality, I guess, and I understand. I want to look up the statistic.
If I worked for Jeff Bezos, I couldn't base the whole of society working for Jeff Bezos. Although he's wildly successful, that doesn't represent everybody.
Dang, so that's interesting. Only 60% of U.S. homes paid income tax. So not even all only 60% of people paid income tax, let alone women. That's pretty crazy. I didn't know that.
Yet they want to say and how other people live their lives. In fact, they get on TV and talk about the people that pay the taxes aren't paying their fair share. It's because of the feelings. We're so far removed from what the actual is that the feelings become like what it is now.
That's a fact, true.
Yeah, but that means. So do you agree that only 60% of these households should be able to vote?
Why is this motherfucker always overtalk me?
Well, I'm just responding to the idea. So you believe 60%, 40% people shouldn't have the right to vote because they're not taxpayers?
I don't think women. Personally, I think everybody in America, in order to be a fucking voter, should be a homeowner and a taxpayer. You should own land or a home, some kind of property, and you should pay taxes, as in not get an income tax return at the end of the year. Those should be the two minimal qualifications to be a voter in this country.
I understand that one, Snowman, but BlackRock has bought up all this real estate, so I don't know how you could vet that one. It probably had to be a combination of things at this point now, just the way it is.
You can still know because you can still go out and buy houses today, dude. There's people doing it. Me and the wife are getting ready to do it.
Yeah, but it's ridiculous.
One, I think that voting, it doesn't matter how much quote taxes you pay, has nothing to do with the amount of taxes you pay. And then two, I stand on the no women voting argument. And then three, to the extent that women would get a vote, it would only come under the context of the family vote, which goes now to the argument that even not all men should vote. And so it doesn't matter the number. You say this 40%, like, oh, look at all these people. Who cares? It's a principle. I'm not saying all men should vote either. Voting should be, in theory, something that's available to everyone, but in practice, not everyone will get to attain whatever metrics that you lay out.
No, I agree. Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree with that. I think voting should be earned. I know a lot of good women who were smarter than a lot of the fucking men I know. And so that's why I just disagree with the position, because I know women who are smarter than the men. And so if I took your same logic, I would just say, well, also these men who shouldn't be voting either. There's a percentage of all these men. If you're going to just lobby identities, why not say, well, I don't think black people should vote. We gave black people the right to vote. Look what's happened. You could just make it's like an argument from it's like a rationalization. I feel like it's not like actual reality.
Yeah, you're moralizing. That's your problem. You're moralizing, and no matter what you charge us with in terms of our views on women, we're not making some kind of moral argument as if like women aren't smart or something. Like, yeah, who are noticeably intelligent. Like, I don't know if that gives you comfort hearing me say that, But that, yeah, okay, it's true. There are women who are who are abnormally intelligent. They're just so fucking smart that they make a lot of guys around them look dumb. None of that changes the inherent realities that we're responding to. One, the idea of the force, the reality of force. No matter who is voting, the thing you vote for has to be backed up with force, or at least the implication of force, right? Do not register when it comes to the application of force. Only men's force matters. And so when it comes to thing, women cannot maintain the things that they will demand through a vote. And
Hey,
then
hey,
and then the maintenance argument, women don't maintain, they literally don't maintain the stuff that they want to vote for on a practical physical level. No matter how many one-off scenarios of that girl with a hard hat, you're just not going to get your society built by women. And so on these two levels, like you're making moral arguments because you seem to think it's about not liking women.
hey, what's really funny? I had this very same conversation last night, right? In that video, I tagged you and I sent it to somebody else, Hood, the karate one with the 10-year woman that was the black belt.
Did she get beat up by that guy who
Yeah,
was like
by
nobody?
the dude that didn't know nothing, man. He just
Yeah.
looked awkward or whatever, and then she was trying so hard, man.
And then at one point, he just ran at her, and she turned around and ran away.
I'm like, it's the exact same kind of thing, man. It's just like, and it's like, oh, not showing misogyny or anything, but it's just like, yo, this is what the real world is, and I'm not knocking the fact that some like some smarter women, but it's just like, how do you quantify that?
I'm knocking it, and I'll tell you
So
why.
Wait,
An
wait, wait,
intelligent.
wait, dirty. Like,
Wait,
how
before
do
I do
you?
that, I just want to. Can I say real quick, Mike Reed? I appreciate the $10 cash out, bro. Gratitude, bro.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
Dirty,
how
call
do you
bull.
quantify that? Because some people say that with the IQ argument or whatever, but there's certain variables that aren't actually in the IQ argument.
Here's the thing: an intelligent woman is more likely to know how to destroy your life. I want a girl who can't even read. But with that being said, let that intelligent woman be the entrepreneur that she wants to be. I hope that she's as successful as she wants to be. Most entrepreneurs don't vote though, so it still doesn't have anything to do with the argument.
Oh, so yeah, I wanted to. Okay, so I'm not making. So my morality is based off of merit. That's the difference between where you are arguing. The only reason you're having this argument about
But
not
voting
having
is not
women's right.
about
No, no, no. Let
merit.
me accept this. The only reason you're having this argument of not having. This is the response to Hoods of not having women the right to vote is because you don't like women and you don't believe that they should have the right to vote. That's what I'm saying is I disagree with that because I know women who deserve it more than men. My morality is based off of merit, not based off of a virtue signal or whatever bullshit
They
like
are what
that.
you
I'm
say.
based off of the reality, the economics, like actually describe this worldview where women don't have the right to vote and are taxpayers. And it just doesn't, it seems kind of fucked up. I don't know. It seems stupid is what I'm trying to say.
And I understand you sound stupid, but listen to what I'm saying. It doesn't matter. Merit is not what voting is about. It's about civil service. Unless she's taking all her money and feeding the block, that shit don't matter.
So
It's about
so black people should be doing that, or else they don't get the right to vote. That's what I don't understand. Black people are making all these bad decisions, so we should not let them have the right to vote based off of your own
Wait,
logic, right?
wait,
black
wait,
women
wait.
should not vote.
That's what I'm
We
trying to
never
say.
Black
even
women should
we
not vote.
never even brought up like the different ethnicities or anything like
But
that
I'm bringing it
outside
up.
of.
I'm making an analogy
Yeah, but
using your
I'm
same
saying,
logic.
Hey,
but
listen to
Tell me
ZZ.
what's wrong about it.
With
You need to
females,
listen to ZZ Top because ZZ, I told y'all before, ZZ Top is literally voicing what America is trying to do against black folk. They figuring, look, if we can repeal one, that came in a package. So if we can repeal one part of this package, we're gonna go for all of that package. He telling you how America feel is basically saying, hey, we anything we can do, we'll sacrifice this and they'll backdoor whoever else they want in another way, but your black ass is gonna be cut out.
I
He
think that's
trying to
how
tell
niggas
you
feel, bro. I think
That's
that's
how
how
inadvertently,
niggas
niggas.
feel.
inadvertently.
Nah, that's
No,
how
no,
niggas
that's what
feel.
niggas think is happening. That's not what necessarily America feels. You just think that because that's what niggas feel.
Trying to tell you.
No, because
I
honestly,
hear you. I firmly disagree, bro. I hear you though.
because
I hear you.
black men have the constitutional right to vote. What the Voters Act did was to stop the poll tax and things of that nature, literacy
That's a
tax.
fact.
It didn't take anything away from their right to vote. Women has a voting act. They don't have a voting. Well, they had to repeal the 19, but it's different. It's a totally different thing. Men's right to vote is guaranteed by the 13th Amendment. Women's right to vote is guaranteed by the 19th Amendment. It's not a package deal. By definition of numbers, it's not a package deal.
No, what I'm saying is the restrictions that essentially made black men not be able to vote is part of the package you're talking about. Hey man, you get rid of that.
No,
that's not true either.
What is the poll? What you're literally talking about is a poll tax.
No.
you're not.
Listen. Men broadly speaking,
Just on a whole different type of person. You're literally talking about poll taxes.
Dave, hold on.
Not
Hold on for a second. Men got the right to vote, broadly speaking, like all men got the right to vote as citizens as a part of an exchange, because there was a time where all men did not vote, black, white, whatever. And so in exchange for all men getting the vote, all men have to sign up for the draft, right? This is an exchange that you make. You got to put your body on the line. You got to put your money where your mouth is, right?
Well, what if I say we remove that?
Hold on.
Okay.
Let me finish the
that
whole
is not
scenario.
black history.
Let me finish, because we're not reading black history. I'm telling you what really is going on here. Now, men, broadly speaking, we have to sacrifice for the vote. Women do not. So on a level, right, just on that level, there is an inherent like flaw. There's an imbalance to it, and because you're arguing that women somehow they earn the right to vote because they're productive in the real world, and I'm like, when it comes down to it, the shit that men have to leverage for their right, women they don't have to put that up either. Only men have to pay the price.
Bro, niggas was coming back from World War II dead and couldn't vote.
Well, and I got to think. So if we make women enlist or draft like in Israel, where they actually enlist, if we just add them to the draft, do they now get the right to vote? Would you agree with that? Because that's your own logic, right? That's the reason you made. So if I add that in, you agree with that?
Something that you want? You want forced conscription for women? Is that something you want, Z?
Well, people act like this means no. Let me say, people act like this is like, oh, we're gonna put women in the battlefield. No, you can enlist women to go and work in factories, to go and do nursing,
you're going to the front line
to do childcare because these men are gone. Like these are things that you can make women enlist to do. So yes, you can do that, and it makes sense.
We have a shortfall across all the military. So guess what? If you're in the military, you're subject to go straight to the battlefield.
What percentage of women you think are in the military?
What percentage? I mean, it's low. I mean, the percentage of the Americans that go into the military is like 3-4%.
Yeah, that's true. But as far as the split,
yeah, but I'm like, it's low. It's lower than that.
The percentage of the American vote is women. That's what y'all need to ask yourselves.
I mean, they say
as of 2021, women made up 17.3% of the active duty force, totaling 231,741 members.
That is way too many women with guns. We're gonna die.
Well, they don't necessarily all have guns. Most of them actually don't have guns. That's what people don't realize. So if I got a question, Hood. If we remove
not on the everyday working kind of thing, but everybody has to qualify to shoot. It's in the military.
But not everybody carries guns. You know what I'm saying. Only MAs and people actually out there in the field are actually carrying guns. Everyone else is just like working in a plant or some shit or on a computer. But I want to say, so what if we remove black men from enlisting? Can we now take away their right to vote? Would you agree with that? Because why should black men have the right to vote, right? If you're making the same argument that it's out of averages of incompetency, then why not make that same argument? Is what I'm saying.
This is something that will not happen, though. You're arguing something that will not happen.
They're not going to same with women stuff. Same with the women stuff. That's not going to happen.
They're not going to stop enlistment. They can't get people to enlist already.
Pause.
Yeah, no, they're not going to stop enlistment. Of course not.
Pause real quick, because I'm ready for a new topic. Let me just tell you what he just did, and I'm not even mad about it. he prescribed black men, heterosexual, qualified black men with the average woman. And when I
Yes,
tell
he
y'all
sure
black
did.
people, women, gays, and felons, y'all be, bro.
He sure did.
I think Asian women are
but
smarter than black men. So, like,
but
I don't know. I feel like they have more of a right to vote
he's
than
not
they
talking about
do.
the
If you're
average.
making that argument, that's what
Wait,
I'm gonna just give your
hold up,
same
Dirty.
logic. I'm gonna feed you the same
Dirty,
shit you're feeding me.
Dirty. He's not even talking about the average. He's talking about the above average. Because he's talking about the
The
outlier.
average Asian. I'm talking about the average Asian over the average black
but
versus the average woman.
no. When you were talking about these women that earn the right to vote, you're talking about these outliers that are like,
Like
above and
20%,
beyond.
like 20% of women, right?
Z, tell me I'm wrong about this, right? So Chinese women are smarter than black men. I'm not even gonna fight you on that, right? But in China, Chinese men don't let them bitches vote, do they?
Oh yeah, that's actually funny. Oh shit, that's pretty good.
He's just laughing because he knows it's true.
Yeah, but those people don't vote anyways. None of them have the right to vote. It's the communist party's right to vote.
Asian
Like
women are the
they
least
make
likely
decisions
to vote
like
in America.
a group in a corporation, like meetings and boards and stuff. They don't. It's different. They elect their mayors by picking them, hand picking them. They don't have like if they do have election, it's all fake. We already know who they picked. It's this scientist. It's this guy. This businessman. That's how it works.
When you vote in China, bro, what do y'all? This shit is crazy. This is nuts.
See, this is what I mean. This is what I mean about and thanks for being up here, Dave. Because I was just saying, black people, no matter how much they talk about all this pro-black shit, they'll never talk about political philosophy and why things need to be the way they need to be.
Dude, that's not just black people. That's Americans in general. This country is so politically and illiterate, and as far they're civically illiterate in this country. They're fucking historically illiterate in this country. Most people that try to have these discussions don't even understand what the fuck they're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
that's why I like this environment, because we actually have discussions, and I enjoy you guys engaging me with this, and I like being able to speak. That's an American value I have.
Because
to all people, including women.
Being like the one guy on the panel who disagreed, know that experience personally, so I don't want everybody to just jump all over you, especially when it's
no, it's fine. I don't even mind it, bro.
All right, hey, dude, I've been there too. But you know that
conversation when you let people talk.
How many times have I been the only guy on the panel that disagrees with everyone?
No, I came for the smoke.
A lot, man.
I came for the smoke.
It turns into this rapid fire pylon where it's
right,
like, bro,
it's a dog pile that you can't get out of a lot of times.
Yeah, I felt like I responded to all the things I felt wrong.
Crazy. I agree. And this is fucked up. This is the first time I ever said it, but I agree with ZZ Top. Like, this is crazy, man.
I mean, look, listen, nobody's saying that we're gonna like take women's rights away. Like, I got a plan to do it, which y'all niggas scared. Like
I'm not.
No, but the thing is, we're arguing why things should be. We're having a conversation about the reason for things. Because remember, we didn't start this country. This country didn't become great because women were voting, right? This country got great, and then they let women vote, and now it's not great no more. And we're kind of hashing out the path to how we got here and why things were better.
Well, women voting ain't the reason, man. It's more economic. Like, if you really want to get, that's really why I came in a long time ago and had to leave and then came back. But on a blank slate type shit, like, bruh, the main determiner should be if you don't own any of the city's bonds or any of the state's bonds or any of the U.S. government bonds, then that would actually be the determiner, because that's who all of the politicians work for. They work for the best interest of the bondholder.
Not necessarily.
And in order to do that, you got to liberate the bond market, like the stock market was liberated, when they did electronic.
Hold on, because to what David's saying is true. That's why they don't sell war bonds to private citizens to fund wars anymore.
I'll grant that. And I agree with that, right? Here's where I'm going with it. If you're saying that it's really economic, which we totally agree with, everybody on this panel agree with, and what we're saying is women voting is a net negative economically. This ain't no feeling thing like, oh my God, I got my heart broken 8th grade. This is economically, women are a net negative. Life is
And
more
black people
expensive.
too. Black people are a net negative. We're talking about felons. We're talking about welfare. We're talking about not
There are
working,
way
not
more
paying
white men
taxes,
in jail than
come
black
on,
men.
under
man.
the table.
Come on,
We're
man.
talking.
Like,
So like the same logic can be
come
lodged
on,
at
man.
you. I'm just
Like
a mirror,
No,
you know.
it's not.
I'm just responding to yourself, bro.
Like,
No, 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 no.
is
I
anybody
feel
up
like
here a felon?
we gotta defend our existence to the racist white man.
That's why. That's
No,
why you got
seriously.
Every now and then we
You
get
know,
racist white guy.
He's
is
the
anybody
voice
up here a
of
felon?
America. That's how America see
Facts,
you.
free zone, facts. Highlight free zone's comment.
That's how America see you. He just telling you the truth.
Well, no, the reason why it's so funny is because one, it's not true the way you want it to sound. Because you're talking about welfare and all these giveaways that black people are costing the government, and I'm like, yeah, that sucks. You should stop giving all these bitches all this money. It's back to why women are voting, right? Women are voting, and then women are getting all this money for women to vote. So if women weren't voting, probably wouldn't have all this free shit going to all of the niggas. No.
Same
Which
with black
also
neighborhoods. Like, who do you think are electing these? Who elected like Brandon Johnson? It was black people. So we can say the same thing. That's what I'm saying. Like the same logic
No,
that
they
women
weren't.
have.
Wasn't
So
black
this is the
people.
thing I've
That was
noticed.
black. That was majority
Wait, can I
black
just say
women.
one thing?
No,
Can I just say one thing?
no,
Can I just say one thing?
no.
No, let me say one thing. No, let me just say one thing.
You're on the
Let me
panel.
just say one thing.
You said
Come on,
two things.
I was literally talking. Y'all interrupted.
No,
Hold
Like,
up,
I'm like in the middle of talking. You're interrupting
More Mike Z.
and
But he
Finish.
said
not even letting
Brandon
me finish.
Johnson, white
I'll
people
let
did it,
everybody
but we
finish.
live in Chicago.
Yeah.
Z,
So
please.
Black
okay.
women voted him in. The teachers union. He was a former teacher. Who the fuck is teachers? Women. Once again, we back to if women didn't vote, we didn't have Brandon Johnson. If Dykes didn't vote, we wouldn't have had Lori Lightfoot. Don't let women vote. Everything
You know
you
who-
saying is a woman problem. Welfare, women. Men don't get fucking welfare.
You
Men
know,
don't
like
get Section 8.
it's like
So
80
women.
something percent, 80% of blacks
70%
vote
of
for
crime-
Democrats. That's the same.
70% of
They
crimes are
vote for this
women-based crimes.
Marxist shit. They're literally creating the DEI bureaucracy that's fucking eating us alive. Like they're literally doing this shit. So like, I'm making the same argument towards you. Like, and so you disagree with? Wait.
So black people put in DEI policies. Really, we really gonna go
Yes.
there? Black
Whoa.
people did that. Black people did that.
Well, are you in a
Black
company
people-
that has
Black
HR people
Black people,
and someone who has a diversity person? Do you know who that person is?
Wait. Overwhelmingly, what percentage would you say are black men HR personnel? What percentage would you say?
Low, but I know personally. So I personally know a guy who made millions of dollars creating a company to sell anti-racist programming to schools and businesses and stuff like that. He goes in and does that. So I don't know about blackmail specifically. I know there's probably a lot. I see a lot of them online. You don't see these people. You don't see the Candy X's and the all these like people that are
the majority of people that put these laws or these policies in place are tend to lean one side of the political aisle, and they're not black.
No, it's Brandon Johnson. It's all these people who are doing these laws and passing and supporting this shit. What do you mean? These people are literally black men that are doing this shit. Stop trying to dodge the. If we're going to talk about identities, this is the identity conversation. Which I don't like having, but I like to. I'll give it back if that's the conversation.
We were talking about corporations. We weren't talking about one or two cities.
Man, the problems are way too serious to be saying it's because of the 13%. Somehow magically you have more numbers than everybody else. Black people didn't elect Brandon Johnson. It's mathematically impossible. You're literally blaming the least population. We're not the least, but we're tied for second and third for other people's vote. You have to learn how to add. Democracy is literally adding.
And look,
Majority of blacks vote for Marxist shit. That's a fact.
You keep on going to that, man. You keep on going to that. Actually, the majority of black people live their lives conservatively.
Somehow you're saying
in certain things, like there's a lot of black men that like.
Stop insulting.
Finish.
Bro, you named everything that women either benefit from or voted on, and then you said black people shouldn't vote. And I'm cool with that because black is for women, gays, and felons. But I need you to understand, because you don't understand that your argument is anti-woman, but you're pro-woman in your voice. I don't think you get that.
I don't give a fuck what you think about if I'm pro-woman, I'm pro-human. That's what I am. And if my arguments are just too hard for you to handle, so you have to do it ad hominem, I'm sorry that you can't handle the heat.
No, that's not ad hominem. No, that's not ad hominem. He's making a logical observation about the
I'm not pro-woman though. I'm pro-human, so it's wrong.
You're only putting responsibility on men when it comes to like the pregnancy issue.
No, I don't.
You only talk about men paying. It never came up to you that women had to be responsible for the baby. Yep. Only men are paying, right? That's that's the point. And so you say that you're going in one direction, but the meaning of your ideas, the practical application of your ideas reveals obviously pro-woman bias.
No, it's just a pro-human bias. I think the opposite is true of you. Your ideas, when actually applied, can be applied directly to your own judgments, to your own identity politics. You're attacking the identity of being a woman, which I disagree with. I think it's stupid, just like it's stupid.
It's the point, though. I am not hiding my pro-male.
You're virtue signaling. You're like, oh, women are bad because I have a negative feeling about them. Like, they shouldn't have the right to vote. It really doesn't make sense. It cannot happen. I know we're talking about a hypothetical, but if you're bringing this into the argument, that's how it sounds.
What virtue do I gain from taking the bad guy position?
The alpha male, I'm a man, I make the decisions. The Bible says God over man, over woman. Like, just that kind of ideal, even if it's not necessarily linked to religion, it's like a male, it's like a thing, male ideology, which I subscribe to some of that.
No,
why are you talking about it like it's an evil thing then?
Right. Yeah,
it's a philosophy. What do you mean? It's a belief.
Yeah, but the way it was negative attributes that you place with it, even though you said at the end that some of that you subscribe with.
Yeah, but the specific things that you guys were saying, I don't subscribe to.
Everybody didn't say everything in every single moment. So stop grouping everybody together. You had a fight with two people on the panel. I had some pushback, and you lumped everybody in with the same argument.
What I just did what you guys did as far as like not wanting women to vote because they are bad voters. I was just proposing what about black people? And I would think that you guys would agree with with what we've been seeing, right? The degeneracy of the black people, right? So why not? Why not?
The degeneracy is because of black males specifically, then, huh? Is that what you're saying?
It's across. Well, I mean, there's a lot of that, but like it's across.
No.
Music is influential.
Let's go to percentage.
Hold on. We got to explore this. So Z, have you just proposed that black people as a group are too degenerate?
It didn't come from the white man. It did not come from the white man on the panel.
White guys, hold your fire. White guys, hold fire. Don't you need not muddy your hands with this one. Are you saying that the black race, or at least Black America, is too degenerate for the voting franchise? Z, is this your position?
Lean into that shit, Z. Lean all the way into it
several times.
So first off, I'm going to say no. I'm pro-human. I'm pretty classically liberal. I'll say that, but let me say I will make this argument for the exercise of making it because I want to explore these ideas. I want to explore these ideas.
Yes, don't make the argument.
Yes, let's make the argument because it's using your logic. I want to explore your logic.
Nobody jump in.
And see, here's the whole thing that I have a problem with.
David, nobody jump in. I need a serious. So you keep coming back to this point. Why do you keep coming back to this point? I want to ask you directly. Do you imagine that black people are too degenerate, in your word, for voting?
No, I think if you took away black people's right to vote, it would be fucking anarchy in this country, and it would be literally like fighting to keep this country first world. That would be what happened. Same if you did it with women. If you took away women's right to vote, dude, they're already sitting in like they fucking took over Portland. Like we would all have to fucking fight a war. So what I'm saying is the sensible thing, based off of my ideology of merit and how I align my moral values. I disagree with you, not only ideologically, but like the concept, but also practically. That's what I'm saying. I will have this argument with you because I'm using your own logic. You're lumping women in and you gave me the reasons why you lumped women in. So I'm proposing those same reasons, but for black people, because there is similar traits. There is similar numbers, so that's what I'm doing.
Let me agree with you real quick, and then I want.
So I want to let's have this conversation, and I'll take this position.
No. Okay. I'm gonna agree with you real quick, and then I want Hood to take over again. So, okay, if you think that black men are degenerate felons, and I tell you that felons can't vote already, so that negates your point. So any black man that can vote is not a felon. Go.
Yeah, but there's not the majority of black men are felons. So
what the fuck are you
still
talking
voting.
about? You just said they're degenerates and felons.
Yeah, not all of them.
It's like arguing with a girl. Are we gonna fuck later? Because I don't do this shit for free.
So you disagree that the black males are not degenerate on average? Is that what you're taking the stance that black male on average are not degenerates? Yes. So you're talking about this? Okay, got you.
Wait.
What if they don't get caught? Are you considering those percentages and stuff?
You're charging us with accusing women of being degenerates. By the way, this is a charge that we've never made. No one has ever.
Well, you said they're not smart. You said they don't provide efficiency. They are.
Whoa! I have never said either of these things. I would grant you that women can be smart. Nobody said women are not smart. You laid out an example of women being intelligent, and I granted you that yes, you will meet women who are noticeably intelligent. I did not say women are smart, nor did I say they were dumb. But you're now charging me as if I made some kind of blanket statement against women, and this is kind of your position. Woven underneath all of that is a position that nobody ever took.
Same with you, with me, because you guys been saying stuff that I'm like, that is not what I believe. And then also, I've been agreeing with you on a lot of things, and you don't. The thing is, you got to keep that in mind as well.
We gave you the room to actually quantify and qualify your position. You could have buttressed your position, or you could have been like, no, that's not it. Let me restate it for you.
Okay. Well, that's what I'm trying to do.
No, I have a question for you. What is your definition of degeneracy?
Degenerate would be not with the moral values of society. If you can define the moral values of the society, right? It would be the people who don't do that. I don't know what the percentage of it's low. It's just like the percentage of anything that's super specific. The degeneracy across all population is probably like only 10% of the people, 20% of the people, maybe even less.
Z, I'm trying to walk you down a logical thing.
Yeah, I'm answering.
Give me 2 examples. You think only like say like thou shalt not murder, right? Give me 2 examples.
Thou shalt not murder.
They would go to this degeneracy. They would go specifically towards the degeneracy that you're speaking of.
Yeah.
Give me 2 examples.
Oh, like 2 examples of like crimes, things that are degenerate.
Okay, let's go with crime. What's the percentage of 26 million Black American males do you think are criminals?
It's higher than that. It's higher than the rest of the populations. I'll say that. That's the argument. If you're making the argument that women shouldn't vote because of these specific things, I want to know what those are. And what I'm responding to is, I believe it should be merit based.
So in that case, should we say that people who make less on average than black people are degenerate? Because that would include a lot of other groups of people.
Yo, we talking about welfare people, stupid people? What are we talking about? What is the purpose of what you're saying? Why remove women's right to vote? Just because they vote bad? Well, I'm going to say the same thing about black people.
Anybody making less than what it's easily searchable. The average income of a black male. Anybody making less than that. Should we use the same degeneracy threshold?
Absolutely, Dave.
ZZ, you there?
Yeah. Oh yeah. If that's the argument, yes, we're taking away all the people that we deem not smart enough to vote, or not making good decision makers, or not property owners, or like all the things that we talked about women. Inefficient. If you're inefficiency to the market, because that was one of the points you made. You said it's inefficient to the market. Then if you're inefficient to the market, you got to go. So DEI people, all that type of stuff. Homeless people got to go. Just do. You know how that guy got that dog today?
I asked you a specific question in regards to you saying race is the determinant. Oh man, you're deviating from the mean. Black people deviate from the mean for crime. So we gotta, it's fucking up shit. Cool. So if we go by that statistic, can we go by also the money making statistic and saying that, hey, if black people is within the mean or higher than the mean, anybody below that mean, you also degenerate.
No, I don't believe your degeneracy or your loss of citizenship or loss of right to vote comes down to how poor you are. I believe if you're poor, you can still
It
earn your
becomes
right to
race.
vote.
It doesn't
You
come to
don't have
gender.
to
It
be
becomes race.
rich to be able to vote. Is my position.
So like, here's the reason
You just
why
have to
I
be
need
good
to
enough,
know.
and so we need to
Yeah,
remove all
but
these things.
Z, here's the
Okay,
reason why I need
Hold
to
on,
know what
Z,
you
hold on.
mean by degeneracy, because I don't know you, and I don't know what you mean when you say these blanket,
Oh yeah,
general terms.
just like and some of it is degeneracy that I partake in. To be fair, like I think
But
it's
then
degenerate to
come
smoke.
on,
I think it's
man.
degenerate to masturbate. I think it's
Oh,
degenerate to
Come on, man. Like, then you are
a
not the
nap
one
when
to
you're
have the
stop it
supposed to
right
be
there. Hold
conversation.
working.
on, hold on,
I
hold on,
think that a
hold on.
lot of things are degenerate. I'm trying
We
to.
gotta stop right there. Hold on, Z. We gotta stop right there because and I appreciate you. I appreciate you for pulling that curtain back. True hype. The thing is, you're using a word like degenerate, and we could never use that from a legal concept, from a legal, especially when we have this sort of political philosophy conversation here. It just
Oh,
doesn't fit. And now the problem.
anti-civic, not civic enough.
Well,
I would say that
even
would be my
still,
definition.
that's a very subjective conversation
No, you
because
can
now we
literally
have
have a test. We
Please,
literally
no
have
please
civic.
sit
We
there.
literally do it already.
No,
you
We
these
have
do it
to
people.
already.
now
It's not complex.
Obviously, wait,
have
but you're
to now
saying that black people.
define your civics. You have to now define the civics that you're operating with as a group. So even that is
Yep.
subjective. So the problem I'm having here is when we're talking about voting, you're taking a position that we are not taking, and you're responding
Right.
with something that you're using a nonsensical argument about race to respond to a position that none of us have made. We have not said women are inferior. We have not said women are degenerate. We haven't even said women are bad fucking people. What we are saying is what men put up to get their vote, women do not have to put up. What men will be called to do to enforce the things that they vote for, women cannot be called to do. These are major arguments surrounding why women should not be voting. That has nothing to do with economics or your civic ideas about degeneracy or none of that. And so respond to these arguments because you're strawmanning the fuck out of everybody. And I would like to get to something serious.
Yeah. Listen, I already responded to those arguments. I said, well, one, we could either enlist women, not give them fucking guns to go run out in Afghanistan. Enlist. Let me just answer. Enlist women, or we could, just like what Israel does. Israel already does. You're talking like this is some complex world. Your world is complex. Removing women's right to vote, that's like Al Qaeda, Taliban type world. These are new rules that you have to understand you're trying to make, and that's going to change a lot of things. So not only that, but I also said that
There's 31
okay, you're
I have no problem with the burqa. The burqa looks sexy as hell.
Wait a
no.
Wait a second.
And I already said, or you can, or the other one was I could remove.
There's the force problem. So you want to enlist the women, but women don't make force applicators, right? They're just not good when it comes to the application of force, which kind of fucks up your enlistment argument. Do you not see the inherent flaw?
No, we have enough men in the world to do force. We have enough men in America to do force. We also need support. You can take the men who are doing support and have more men in force.
Again, if we're talking about bringing women into a military, any job a woman could do, a man could theoretically do more efficiently and stronger and faster. So when it comes to bringing women into the military, having women is not an argument for having women. The fact that they're women doesn't make them good just because they're women. It doesn't make sense in that argument. So like, and especially you're not really dealing with the crux of it, because even beneath that, right, women don't make soldiers. Biologically speaking, men are the soldiers of our gender. So when it comes to the rights that men would vote for, men are the ones who are biologically capable and biologically responsible for the enforcement and the application of the rights. How do you address that argument as far as women?
That's a generalization. Most men in America, most men in America.
Look,
no, that's what the fuck.
You just made. Here's what you're doing.
Did somebody? Somebody put something on the. That's crazy.
Let me tell you what you did.
People trying to silence me.
Let me tell you.
It's not you, bro. Trust me, it's not you.
Let me tell you what you did, Z, and it's very common.
Let me tell you what you did. You haven't addressed anything, and you're losing, and you're trying to make a virtue signal argument. Go ahead. Go ahead. Why shouldn't women have the right to vote? I want to hear your justification.
Do you even know?
Why shouldn't women have the right to vote? Please answer that, because I want to address what the argument is, just like I did with Hood. Now let me do yours. Why shouldn't women have the right to vote?
What you're doing is you're taking the top 10%
like a
of women,
and he doesn't even know what straw
Don't
man
talk about what I'm doing. Talk about the argument. Don't talk about what I'm doing. Talk about the argument.
No. Because the underlying argument is racism. What you're doing is taking the top 10% of women, and then you're taking the bottom 20% of black men, not even all men, and you're making an argument that the top 10% of women are equal to the bottom 20% of black men, which I could almost go for because girls ain't shit, and the bottom 20% of anything ain't shit. But what I'm telling you is, on this dick suck shit you're doing, you need to fucking chill because you're being disrespectful. Fuck the disingenuine. You're being disrespectful.
I've been told y'all about that, but when I did it, oh, you don't know this. I've been said that. That's why what you have to understand, the reason why I even talk to them is because it's more of a paradigm of America. I'm getting a response from America pretending, because if you ask him who he is, he's going to tell you he's nobody.
Hey, Dave, I can tell you that's probably pockets of America. I mean, like you're not going to get rid of that, but I don't know if that's representative of America as a whole. Because
I'm more of just a logical representation, and I'm not even making these arguments. I already prefaced this that this was an exercise, right? But I will. So what are your guys' arguments for not letting women vote? Can you repeat that so I can address dirty folks? You don't have any?
I'm just
Dave wasn't the one making.
No, I was talking about dirty folks.
Wait, hold up. But you weren't listening then. You weren't listening to the claims that they made earlier. You were just talking.
No, I was addressing every single one. I could repeat this. I literally had to repeat some stuff that I had already addressed.
If you can't repeat the claims accurately, then you weren't listening.
All right, let's try this again.
Can you steel man one of his positions?
Yes, that's what I'm trying to do. I already did that. I said, well, if it's based off of it's based off of enlistment, I already fixed that.
No,
you agree with me, right? That's your logic.
No, Z, not your position. Steelman one of Dirty's positions.
I don't know his position. That's what I'm asking for. I want a Steelman. I want to know what it is.
So you weren't listening then?
No, he was saying, see, what you're trying to do is like protect women, and like you don't even understand. And it's like, just tell me why you think women shouldn't have the right to vote. I don't know what you. I don't want to even listen to like what you're doing is. But just tell me the argument. I don't give a fuck what I'm doing.
Argument is what you
destroy the argument. If you can't destroy the argument, stop talking about what I'm doing. You can't stop the dunk. Don't be like, oh, what you're doing. You can't analyze it. You can't even respond to it.
You're not dunking, dude. Duncan isn't just talking nonstop and not listening to anybody. So you're
Duncan
not
is addressing every single thing, and you not having a response. What's the response to the women?
You've literally tap danced around every fucking point.
That's what you call it, even though it's direct address.
Z, I'm gonna need you to hold back a little bit because you are saying words, but you're not really making elaborated points. You're just sort of going on little snide attacks, and it's not going unnoticed. But let's stop for a second. I've explained this enough. Somebody want to take a stab at the argument?
I'll answer the question.
Why women shouldn't vote?
I'll repeat what I said initially. Before I do though, man, shout out to XL Pro for the $5 cash app, and shout out to Mr. O for the $4 cash app. He's laughing at the comment section. I'll answer it again. Number one, because women's vote are anti everything that makes America great. They're anti-family, they're anti-man, they're anti-progress.
Same with black.
Point two, they're a net negative on taxpayers.
Look, this dude can't even sit and listen, Dirty. He's got to get something.
Same with black. I'm just saying. Same with black. This is literally this argument. Go ahead.
You are not listening to anybody if you're responding to every fucking trigger word you hear.
No, it's just the same thing I'm saying. I'm just agreeing with it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying about black people. Keep going.
You're not agreeing with it. You're fucking not.
Yeah, please finish your point, bro. Please.
No, ain't no point, because the whole thing is this is an attack on black men and a savior of what he's using women as a straw man to attack black men. So no matter what we say, it's gonna be like, because black man ain't shit. Why he's on a black man fucking panel with a bunch of black men? You fucking cocksucker.
Defend your
Really want to see
position.
how
I'm
black
using
men
your own logic
down?
against you, and it's destroying
This
you.
whole bullshit is racist as fuck. I can say the same thing about these fucking illegal Mexicans. They bring their square box ass bitches up here to fucking sell bananas on the E-way. Fuck, they're net negative. All in front of Home Depot, fucking with my parking spot. The Mexicans ain't shit. Fuck them smelly ass paprika motherfuckers.
Right.
Ain't no fucking taxpayers. They're illegals. Illegals don't pay taxes. They take food stamps and fucking do side jobs. They don't contribute shit to America.
I agree.
See, he got you to go to the least common denominator, and that's why I always address dude like that. And y'all used to always be like, "Oh man, he the pro-black guy and don't understand that." So, can I say for one time that I guess this is your pro-black moment?
Well, I mean, not necessarily that, but I'm like, I think he presented himself in a different manner. So, like, you know, we exercise, like, you know, good faith with him, at least then. Like now he's just like laying it all out. He put his junk all out.
I'm gonna.
But seriously, you gotta understand the tactic. This is a learning lesson.
I got a question.
People who don't represent, because if he was in the world, that ain't really it. People might be mean.
Yes, it is. I say this shit all the fucking time. You don't fucking know me. I'm in all the affinity groups in my fucking workplace. I'm saying all this shit everywhere because it's fucking right. I know that it's right, and I don't give a fuck if people think it's wrong. People are starting to figure out it's wrong.
It's done so that you start saying things about a whole nother group of people who you may actually have allies in. It's a psyop type of technique.
No, I'm not anti-black. I'm pro-human. I'm just using your own logic against your identity. It's an identity and statistical argument
Let me ask a
and an
question.
enlistment argument. So I'm giving that same argument back to you, but for black people. And I'm just trying to understand if you agree or not and why you don't agree. It doesn't make sense why you don't agree.
Hold on. I have a question.
Because you got little small segments of a population destroying millions of people's affinities and connections. Because if you talk to people on the ground from East Side, they'll be like, man, who is this person or who is that person? And then they'll all come to light that, oh, you really are nobody. It's a psyop. I'm aware of this. I've been around things.
Can I ask a question, please?
Yeah, you got the floor, bro.
Okay, Z. Let's try this. Now, we are not trying to take away women's right to vote. But what Hood had already told you is that there's a burden of performance for men to earn the right to vote. Okay,
that's my argument, yes.
You don't disagree with that.
That's my argument. Yeah, that's the argument I made here.
What is women's burden of performance to earn the right to vote? Go.
So it's going to be a civics test as well as years working. I would say maybe 4 or 5 years working. I'd probably do some like projects because like I've noticed there's a lot of community, there's a lot of trash. If we can get people to just go pick that up as their civic right to earn their right to vote, I think we can start cleaning shit up like that. And we can do that for other things, painting lines. Like that's what federal employment is or a state employment is, right? So I want to.
But you do understand now.
So I believe you should earn it. Yes.
No, but hold on. While you do understand that most of those jobs men are already doing and women already have access to do those jobs, right? Why aren't they doing them?
They are. My argument was that there's a lot of women already doing it. They already are doing these community programs and organizing things and picking up like women. Like you guys even said, women are good at organizing these types of shit.
I said the labor jobs. The jobs you laid out require labor. Who are doing the majority of those labor jobs?
Men are generally doing the majority of labor jobs. And so if they can pass the test and do the community hours, they can get the right to vote.
Okay, that's for men. But how are you going to get women to sign up to do that? You're going to, so they have to earn the right to vote, right? So that means they would have to sign up for those labor jobs, right?
Yep.
Okay.
If they want the right to vote, yeah.
Okay, so that being
or enlist or whatever Herd's argument is or whatever Dirty Folks' argument is, the same. I agree.
The argument earlier was that women signing up for selective service would be another way for them, another way to go. Because that's my position. I don't believe in equality until they have to sign up for selective service.
I don't even want to go with a gun. But my whole
I believe you're born on this soil, you're a citizen.
Wait, you know the fucked up thing about what this race is saying? A woman being a community organizer is just a woman throwing a parade because she's scared of her neighbor's son. These bitches are the problem. When they do all the community organization, it's normally in a community with less men in it. So when women run shit, everybody's in danger. The most dangerous places in the world, the projects. Who runs the projects? Women. There ain't no men in there. Men can't even get no crib there. If you put women in charge of anything, it will be fucked up. That's why they don't need to vote.
So, Hood, you said that was not the arguments being made because I was arguing against it. I was saying black people do the same thing as that argument, and you said that's not the argument we made. I was addressing him, and I knew that was the case, and I wanted him to explain that.
So by that logic, therefore, though, niggas does not deserve the right to vote.
Exactly.
According to
let this retarded ass up here.
Yeah.
This is not happening right now.
According to this logic, right?
Go ahead, Big J.
We already got porn bombs.
So hold on. So according to that logic, right? According to the logic of who's asserted, right? So white people like this, snowman right there. He's always, white conservatives always make this point. Well, who made most of the crimes? How come 13% of the population make?
When the fuck have you ever heard me say any of that shit? You fucking dumbass Negro.
I said.
Yeah, but
I said white conservative.
But Big J,
disagree with that fact?
Big J,
so therefore, by that logic,
Big J, we actually refuted the one lone person on here that wasn't the white conservative that was saying that.
Right, I understand that, but the point I'm trying to make it, and when I said like Snowman, not you, Snowman, but people who hold Trumpism worldview. So anyway, back to the point that mattered.
So smooth shit. So I can say, man, you ain't people ain't shit like them over there. And then when they point out and say, hey, you talking about me? I can say, I said like somebody.
David, you fucking up
Yeah.
That's true. Y'all get out of everybody's way. Let him
David, I'm glad
Snowman.
fuck out.
You disagree with the statistical
I'm glad
fact?
you noticed that too, all right? Because I did as well.
Hold on, Z. But also, I also had another question because
go ahead, cook, Big J. Go ahead, cook, bro.
Hold on. True asked a good question to you, Z, and you still didn't answer it. Define degeneracy.
Oh yeah. So I said it's it's whatever we define civic. It's anti that, right? So you commit crimes. You are losing your right to vote. You don't work. You are an entrepreneur. You're not attributing to society. You're signing up for welfare. You're relying on the government. You don't give a fuck about the community. You're not trying to pass the test. If you don't care about the test, then you don't get the right to vote.
Hold up. You want to bring back the poll tax?
What about
that's a degeneracy.
Interest income?
Huh?
What about people who live off of only interest income? They're not working.
You had already. It depends on if you pass the test, you can get it. Yeah, you pass the test, you do the hours. Yeah, you can get it. No matter, even if you don't have income, if you pass the test, you do the community hours. Just because you're poor, listen. Just because you're poor doesn't mean you shouldn't be able to have the right to vote.
Whoa, you're asking for a poll tax.
You would let us vote if they pass the poll tax, is what I'm hearing. Because there's a lot of words for poll tax.
Right. I've been said that.
Yes. I believe democracy is broken and we need to have a meritocracy. I believe that.
Hold on. I gotta say this. So somebody in the chat room said, "It's somebody. Some people who don't work. If you don't work, you shouldn't vote." Well, I mean, by that logic, Mr. Albert. Well, that should mean George Washington shouldn't have the right to vote for himself in for president, nor should Thomas Jefferson or any president between Washington and Taylor.
They're
I'm
dead.
my grandfather. Fuck that.
And
Hey,
if
they're
you get laid
dead,
off, you
man.
lose your right to
You
vote.
see,
Hey, when you die, you shouldn't be able to vote. All right, they
Yeah,
can't vote.
I
All right,
agree.
next question.
I agree with that. When you
What
die,
about
you
the senior citizens, man?
But if you get fired, do you agree? If you get fired, you lose your right to vote. If you believe in the
No,
working thing, okay,
no,
okay, so
right,
no.
that's not
This
one of
is
right,
your
what's
requirements.
exactly,
retarded.
So that's
exactly.
not one of your
Because
requirements,
it makes no sense. It
right?
makes no sense with somebody say, see. I could work at a warehouse. A warehouse might catch on fire tomorrow. I'll be out of job on Sunday, on Monday morning.
But see,
So
Big J,
therefore I shouldn't
you
vote.
came up.
Right.
You
That's
see
what you
how
came up with,
ridiculous.
Jay.
That's
You
what I'm
see how
saying.
you see how
This shit
ridiculous.
make me proud of America, man.
You
Everybody
see
fucking
how
out with like,
ridiculous that sound.
that
This
shit.
is how
See,
ridiculous you become
I've
because
I've
you
been
want
saying
girls to
this.
vote.
Because
Because
he
you want
basically
girls
said a
to
bunch
vote,
of
you wind
commie
up taking
drivel.
these
See,
He
ridiculous
no,
basically said a bunch
positions.
of
hold on,
commie
wait,
drivel.
wait, wait, wait,
All
wait,
Start
wait,
talking
the
about
fucking is
niggas
like,
can't
wait a
vote,
minute,
black
that's
people can't vote,
The
girls
panel's
gotta
wait,
vote.
fucking
wait,
nuts.
wait. I just saw something in the back chat because I was about to leave and I was going to type in the back chat. I was going to go, but hold on. So Z, when did you get to this nation?
I was born here.
When did your parents get to this nation?
They were born here.
And in all this time,
I think my first left is like 1920-ish. I think.
and in all this time, you've never seen you. Apparently, you've never had a job. You've never seen an employed black man. You've just seen black people on TV getting arrested.
No, I
Since
see him. I personally work with. One of my mentors is a black man,
your men,
an engineer. So yes, I work with black people. I'm making this argument as a exercise. I'm just trying to use your own logic, and I want you to respond to the
No,
logic.
no, no, no.
So
I think
We
your
want
logic
to
doesn't
debate
fit.
okay, keep
your
going, keep going.
actual
Okay,
position
yeah, yeah.
and
Oh,
what
my
you
actual
actually
position, the
believe.
merit-based position. Okay, yep, let's do that.
No,
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 no, no,
no.
no,
no,
You
no, no,
you
no, no,
trying to
no,
make
no,
an
no,
abstract
no,
no.
now
analogy.
he's
Hold on,
trying
no,
to
Z,
move the
Z,
goalpost.
Z, Z, Z. The
no.
fact that you keep trying to make it a black analogy, we're telling you that whatever you think matches to make it a proper metaphor, it doesn't fit. This is
Why
why
not?
it is not even offensive to me per se. I'm just saying that you keep standing on it, but it doesn't work the way you think it works.
But how do you rebuttal yours? So we just enlist women, and now they have the right to vote. Boom. And we de-enlist black men. Now they don't have the right to vote. Boom.
No, no,
And
Hey,
it goes perfectly with
hey,
your
hey,
logic,
wait,
your
wait,
way of
but that's
thinking.
wait.
not a logic position. That's not a
No,
logic
no,
based
no. It is a
position.
logical
It's a
position
tit for
for a
tat
fucking
position.
racist.
no, this is a
No,
very
because you're
artistic
talking
way of
about women, so you're a
argumentation, man.
sexist. You want to
What
fucking
you're
break
saying
this
is
I
and you're
black
am
different
a
in some
Hold
sexist,
too.
on,
though.
I just
I
thought
You're
am
a
a
sexist,
sexist,
and I
but
don't
I'm
give a
Wait,
talking
fuck.
theoretically.
And my
I
position is
am
actually
hold
sexist
human.
because I believe what I believe.
are you talking about
You just
bigger
don't like the shit you're getting
hold
fed.
on,
serious
You don't like
hold
that
on.
questions?
shit getting fed to
So
you.
wait a minute, hold on. Hold on.
Now
So
you're
I gotta
wasting
ask this
self
question.
wasting.
I gotta ask Hood Server this question. What? Why are you is on this? A certain portion of the population should not be voting. On what purpose? What is the reason behind it?
Well, we
Because
were
they're fucking
talking
stupid.
Enlistment, right? Enlistment or
no, we were talking about
military
just
force.
we were talking about black politics and got into philosophical shit. And so we start talking about women voting being an issue. And so now we're explaining why women voting is a problem in and of itself, right? And so
How?
nobody's going to say we're taking
How?
women's rights away, but it would be better if they. So, for example, the reasons we were trying
This
to
is
explain,
Dave, and I don't agree with nothing with what he's saying. I don't know why they talking
So
about women.
wait a minute. But wait a minute. Hold on. So
Wait, no,
let
no,
me
by
let
that
me
Big
logic.
J,
explain
let
why.
him finish.
Hold on. Z. Hold on.
Big
Would you
J,
like
let him
me to
finish.
explain
He
why?
didn't finish his point.
I will tell you. It's a lot of us up here, so I'm just like I'm a lion tamer right now. So bear with me. Now, the basic concept, and I was telling Z this, and he doesn't seem to quite get it. At a fundamental level, women cannot defend the franchise. Meaning, if men vote for something, men can be called up to go to war to fight for it, and men are the only ones who go to war. Women don't form armies to conquer shit or defend shit. So when it comes to you casting a vote for something you want, we are the ones who have to put ourselves on the line for it. And then also when it comes to the actual building of the country and the society, men are the ones who really do the building and maintaining. At best, women are of that fucking population. And so when it comes to the major areas of your civic contribution, men carry most of the weight. And so the responsibility, or wait, the privilege rather, of getting to make decisions about the overall governance should go to exclusively men. Maybe not every single man, but only men.
Okay,
I
okay,
100% agree.
okay, okay. If that's the case, then two historical facts is going to disprove hood service issue. Okay, in 2016, which group vote more for Donald Trump?
Which group is compared to whom? What do you mean?
Okay, white women voted for Donald Trump in 2016 than for Hillary.
Okay.
So what are you talking? And Donald Trump is y'all's hero. Donald Trump is y'all's leader. Y'all love Donald Trump.
Okay,
And
that's
it was women that put Donald Trump in office.
Okay, let me help you out.
Because they knew. Because they knew.
Wait. Let me help you out. Let me help you out. The amount of women who voted for Donald Trump directly matches the amount of married white women. They voted in alignment with their husbands.
Yep.
So even if they didn't vote, it wouldn't have changed the result because they voted with their husbands.
Traditionally, that's how women vote. They vote back in the day, whatever the man voted for, they would vote for the same thing. Now, I'll tell you one reason that no one on the panel has said why women shouldn't vote, because women are incapable of genetically of independent thought. And the reason for that is back in the day when we were in little small tribes, any woman who went against the other group of women in the tribe and said, no, I'm voting for Donald Trump, they would be ostracized. And a woman on her own,
agreeableness.
Yeah, agreeableness. If they did not agree with the herd, with the tribe, they would be ostracized. And a woman on her own could not survive. They couldn't hunt. They couldn't ward off attacks. So them in order to be able to survive, they had to be agreeable. The non-agreeable ones, they got killed, raped, and murdered. The ones that were agreeable with the group. That's why today you see videos on YouTube when they go ask, do you think what is a woman, or do you think a woman should be put in a ring with Mike Tyson? And you see these college girls, they know what the truth is, but their survivability part of their brain says, shut up, just say, yeah, I think a woman can get in a ring with Mike Tyson. Yeah, I mean, they will supersede logic. That's why they can't vote, because they have the herd mentality. They don't have the ability of independent thought.
What do you think about me saying black people don't?
Prime. If that was the case, that was the case,
I'm down, Big
J. If Miss Prime,
calm down, Big J. Calm down. I'm just saying. Optimus Prime, very inflammatory points. I totally agree with every single element of it, but that's exactly the reason why I didn't want to bring them up till just now, because I can hear the butt hurt. Now, go ahead with your butt hurt.
I'm hurt. I'm hurt. I didn't realize I was hurt. It's kind of like Hold on. Like
you
it
feel the coke setting in.
It seems to me though, man, you kind of remind me of the 1950 Superman when the guy was shooting at Superman with that revolver and bullets flying out as peas. Nigga, what are you talking about, sir? I think I'm hurt.
Wait.
So what are you talking about?
Make your point.
Anyway, but here is the point.
Optimus Prime psychologically less capable to vote. That's the genetic, the basic argument.
Do you agree that black people are less logical as well?
No. Here's my question for you.
Why are you doing that?
Because I'm using your own logic. You don't like it. Exactly. It feels you feel attacked because of your identity, and it doesn't make sense to you. But if I give you the same shit, you don't like it.
It doesn't make any sense.
No, it does make sense. It does make sense. Thank you very much.
Don't want to see it.
So all the women is the same as black men.
That's what he said. They're different in their own ways.
Then it's not the same.
Qualify that. And also similar ways, like the welfare, the logic, not knowing how to vote, the herd mentality that this guy was talking about, the tribal mentality he was talking about. Who do you think does that the most?
I just want to point out
that's what we talk about every day.
Women do that the most.
It isn't the white man up here being racist. I just want to let everyone know.
That's what got wasted. Poor little babies are wasted. I'm using this as a position to exercise a point to you. to make your logic.
Look,
to
man,
show
you don't
your
have to
logic.
exercise the point. Just
Dude,
make the point.
Honestly though, Z, for someone who's just trying to do a thought exercise,
Right.
you're awfully emotionally invested in this.
I'm awfully
Yes,
knowledgeable about it.
exactly.
You
No,
guys are
you're
the one
not.
calling. You guys are the
Not
one
even a
virtue
little
signaling.
bit.
I'm just smart,
Here-
and you're
No,
the one
smart.
that
Hey,
wasted.
Really?
That
No.
wasted. You just don't like your own
no,
logic.
no.
You don't like the woman hate turning into black hate. You don't like it.
No.
Right, because
You can't even
here
defend the
is
position. You
hey,
can't
but
defend
see,
against it.
but ZZ's right. But see, here's the thing. The manosphere, which y'all are part of, is a gateway to fascism. It's a gateway to fascism.
That's not true.
All
It's
of
the
y'all's
complete
argument.
opposite of that.
No, it is part of fascism.
It's crazy.
All of y'all's arguments. All of y'all arguments.
Big J, you mean to tell me that me looking at YouTube videos is going to lead to Tiny Mustache Man rising again? Come on, man.
Okay. Project 2025. Oh, Project 47. Yes, I did it in my research on Project 2025 and Project 47.
Let me read the super chat.
Wait, Big J. While you
Let me read the super chat.
Wait, all right, real quick, Big J. While you're researching shit, do you believe since you think that Trump was bad? Do you think that Obama was good?
Big time. Big time.
Yes or no? Was Obama cool?
No, Snowman, you got the floor for a second. Go ahead, do your thing.
Big time with the $10 super chat said white women also voted more Republican in the Virginia governor election of Youngkin. But this was because the Democratic nominee said parents had no say in their children's education.
Shout out to that. Let me ask you a question, Big J.
Go ahead.
Did you like Obama? Did you think Obama was a good president, or was the right choice that year against McCain? Do you think Obama?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Wait. So what if I told you wouldn't have Obama without white women? What if I told you that 93% of black women voted for Hillary because they woman before black, and white women had to save us from Hillary? So now you don't care.
And
that's your
I
argument,
don't care.
though.
Because
That's your argument, though.
My argument is not what you're talking about. My argument is that a lot of y'all are so mad at women because though Keisha did not give you the box.
Look,
Keisha did not gave y'all the box when y'all teenagers and y'all still resentful of that.
Big J, you're gonna have to.
Y'all want to go the ultra.
Big J, you're gonna have to do a little bit better here, all right, Big J. This is
how?
the thing. No. Listen. You can present arguments and it's fine, be wrong and all that, but don't assume the worst just to make a little stupid point. All right.
I'm going off what you said on the other
arguments.
Hold on, bro. We are making practical points about women voting. I started out saying that men have to pay a price women don't have to pay. Men are physically capable of paying the price women don't have to pay. And you hit me back with this bitch ain't give you no pussy. Can you please do more to respect the conversation?
And I'm going off of what you said on another panel over the same particular topic.
Don't do that.
Why not? Why not?
Because this is an entirely different discussion. That's why.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
The only reason you have your position.
The same topic. We're talking the same topic.
Yep.
I take a different position on another panel. Tie it together. Make it make sense. Give you a second.
No, because on the panel with me and you was on earlier this week, you said the same goddamn shit. That's why that it is the same old discussion.
Well,
you want to remove the rights of others based on how you feel.
Hey, Big J, repeat his position.
You're rationalizing your emotions.
Wait, hold on. Repeat his position for us that weren't on that panel.
No, he said it's the exact same shit I'm saying right now. I was over on the SBG and them niggas, and actually it was part of that same show about they was trying to convince me that obey doesn't mean obey. These motherfuckers trying to convince me comply don't mean comply. That same shit. So the whole thing about it is, yes, I took the exact same position that women shouldn't vote. Was I on that panel? Was I on that panel saying that women are dumb or that this bitch didn't give me no pussy? Or did I make out a rational, logical argument?
Other people were saying that though, and not only that, but the response to that is that my response to it is you must obey your commander, but only if it's a lawful order. You don't just have to obey. You don't have to give your
Yeah, but that's
commander your
different.
your
Z, you
punana
used that
because
example
he's
before. That is
above you and
different.
has authority and responsibility
Z,
over you. That's not
Z,
how it
that is
works.
different. He's not
Sir,
supposed to
he
give
just
you an
white
unlawful
privileged you,
command to
man. He
begin
said
with.
because other
Well, in
people
the
said
beginning, we were
you're
talking
responsible
about
for it.
grape soda
Yeah, we were
in the
talking about
beginning of the
marriage.
stream.
We were talking about
Zizi,
marriage and
Yeah,
the
marriages.
context
Yeah, yeah.
of it. It
Zizi,
was
do you know
that
why?
was about obey under the context of marriage. Now, people try to stretch it out to other scenarios, but the idea is the same. Whether it's your commander, whether it's your husband, you are compelled to obey. That's the general rule. They try to convince
Yes.
you that you got options.
Okay,
And I'm like,
okay,
no, the rule says what it says.
But there's things
okay.
you can disagree and not obey with, though, is what I'm saying.
Wait a minute, hold
Zizi,
on.
do you know
ZZ, hold
why
on.
no one? Hold on one second, Zizi. Do you know why majority of the people on this panel are not even entertaining any of the thoughts and logic you're making? It's
Probably you got
because
divorced
you're.
or
Yeah,
your kids or something.
okay. Let me finish. Let me finish before you respond. It's because you're treating this as an assignment in the debate class and you're not genuine, and that's coming through. You're just saying, okay, let me take this stance and
I'm genuine.
I'll argue it from this point. It's because you're not genuinely invested in the ideas you are presenting, and that comes across in the points you're making.
I'm sorry, my emotions for my argument
It sounds
makes
like
you
somebody that's
disagree
read
with
a
me.
whole lot that hasn't actually been boots on the ground.
And not
It's
only
like
that,
No, all
you're
my
not
stuff is
listening to
boots on the
argument.
ground
You're
and big
stating
picture.
speech.
yeah, but
That's all
not
you're doing is making
not to the point that you made the snowman because you
About
didn't
what?
have no clue about the family court stuff, especially
Oh
going
yeah,
through
yeah,
the
yeah.
same
No,
thing.
and I do have a clue about it. I do have a clue about it. I've been
It
through
didn't
No, you
foster
don't.
sound
care.
like
My
it.
brother got taken away from us. I do know about it, and I do
No,
know
you
it's
don't.
fucked up, and I agree. And I agree. This is what you don't hear. You don't hear my agreements. I'm trying to exercise the point because Hood began this saying, "Hey, all these people don't want to talk about the
Who
19th
are you
Amendment. We
trying to
can't even
convince?
have the conversation."
Who are
So
you
I'm
trying to
sitting there
convince?
like,
Us or
I'll have
yourself,
the
dude?
conversation, and you guys took it offensive, calling me racist and stuff. And it's like, well, then I'm gonna feed you your own shit and
Well,
logic, just like I've
Sir,
been doing this
wait,
whole
wait,
time.
wait,
hold
And
on,
you
hold
don't
on,
like
sir.
the way it
hold on. There,
tastes.
Sir,
no. There you
respectfully,
go
this
again with
entire
that plural.
no, hold on a second.
I
Wait.
just
agree
proved
with
my
you,
point.
Snowman. It's
No,
fucked
You
up.
just
Snowman.
no,
you
no,
Take
just
hold
a
on,
proved
hold
my
hold
on.
of
The,
point.
the
your
thing
child's
is,
One
property
mic,
as
one mic.
yours. You should get
Snowman,
it.
Hey,
Snowman,
hey,
sir,
Snowman, you got it.
chill.
sir,
One mic.
Like Z,
you've literally
Z.
been you've literally sat here and said you were trying to have a conversation, and for 2 hours now, I've literally sat here and listened to you. You basically take over the fucking mic. You don't let
It's a
Agreed.
20v1,
nobody fucking. You
nigga.
don't let
It's a
nobody.
Agreed.
20v1, nigga.
Again, there you go. I
and you
wasn't even
haven't,
fucking finished.
and Snowman, and you haven't.
Hey, shut the fuck up. I wasn't even talking to your dumb retarded ass.
Uh-oh.
Uh,
Yeah.
Everybody
Hey,
relax
Snowman, I
now.
don't
Yes,
think you
some
should
Everybody
have the right
boss.
to
relax.
vote.
Yes, some
I don't think you
boss.
should have the right to
Yes, some
vote.
boss,
Nah,
man.
that's crazy.
I got
I
some
don't think you should
buttermilk
have the
biscuits
right
for
to
you,
vote,
I don't
bro.
man.
think I
So
should have the
Hey,
right. You know what? See, that's the
wait.
thing, Z, is I stand on mine. I don't think I should have the right to vote either because I'm not a homeowner. And I think you
Mm.
need to be a homeowner in order to vote.
So if a
yeah,
woman
you should
owns a home,
own.
she has the right to vote?
Wait. Hey,
No,
Is that
Big
your
J.
position?
Still
Wait,
no.
Big
no.
J. Wait,
So
My
it goes against
position
your own
is
position. Okay, got it.
okay. No, my
hold up.
position is if you have a vagina, you are not allowed to vote. I don't care how much property
And
you have. I don't care how many
it's
millions you have. If
illogical.
you have a vagina, you are not allowed to vote. And the
And it's a
reason for
logical
that is
position. It's
No,
because
dumb. It's stupid.
even
some of
hold
them are
on,
It's
hold
not
on. Let me make
realistic.
this
It's
point.
dumb. It's
That's fine.
ideological.
So that's fine.
No,
Let
Z,
me finish
chill.
my point. Look, the elites, the powers that be, everybody knows that women are the easiest to influence through social pressure. That is why whatever is the in thing, every woman says, oh yeah, all of a sudden, I don't know what a woman is because that's the in thing and that's what's socially acceptable. That is why they're very
Facts.
influenced. You
Fucking
go
facts.
around asking young men in colleges, you can even see their fuses bursting. Say, what do you think? What is a woman? And they're like, well, what do you mean? What's a woman? It's a woman's a vagina, and she can give birth. You ask a woman, she's like, I think anyone who feels like a woman can be a woman. Can I be a woman today? Yeah, as long as you decide you're. And that they know that's the falsity that's being pushed into them, but they don't have the strength because of their genetic propensity to be with the herd. If you are ostracized from the herd, you die.
So people who believe that shouldn't have the right to vote. People who believe that shouldn't have the right to vote.
Wait, see, hold on. So by that logic, what Osman Prime said, by that logic, Phyllis Wheatley wouldn't wrote that book in 1700 talking about we might need to be freedom from slavery, freedom from the British crown, and that was a black woman who influenced Benjamin Franklin and George Washington before the American Revolution.
Hey, Big J,
why would we free the slaves with that logic? What the fuck? Why would we give anybody rights with that logic?
Z, hold up.
No, because
wait,
only give me rights. Only give me rights.
So
I got a
so
question.
By that logic, a black
Big
woman
J.
named Phyllis Wheatley.
Big J, I got a question.
The reason why Thomas Jefferson, reason why Benjamin Franklin. Go ahead.
Big J, I got a question specifically to you, right? Why? Wait, hold on, dirty folks. Why are you buttressing Z's point when he's from the point that black people shouldn't do this, black people are criminals, black people are degenerates? That's what he said on this panel.
No. Okay. Let me help you out. Let me help you out.
Why are you buttressing his point?
I am answering your goddamn question if you fucking listen. Because if you're going to take away the rights of one group, it's going to happen to the other group.
For the same logic.
I'm
using the same logic. That's why. I'm not taking that position. You feel attacked. You feel like I'm taking that position. I started this saying I'm going to exercise this so that we can have an argument. I literally prefaced this to Hood. And this whole thing was prefaced by him saying these arguments aren't even allowed to happen. So I wanted to let you guys think and I wanted to learn where this ideology goes for myself and for everyone in the chat.
Z, natural pushback happens. You have natural pushback. You don't have to, bro. You don't have to astroturf anything.
I used your own logic against you. So my initial position was
that wasn't my position. But Free Zone was going to say something.
No, it's all good. I actually understand Triple Z's argument because it is as absurd as saying repeal the 19th. And the reason why I say that is because I don't necessarily disagree with the argument of repeal the 19th. My problem is it's a completely impractical argument. Like you're just not going to be able to get that shit off, bro. That's where I'm coming from. So there's a lot of things that has to happen. And this is why I was talking about in the chat about women being the biggest consumers. So men should start businesses that siphon the money that they get from the government off to them, which you said was a death spiral. But I think that is a more likelihood of happening, of being able to be done than repeal the 19th. That's where I was coming from with that.
Let's explore that a little bit, Free Zone, because you basically
go ahead.
You basically said that. Wait, actually, refresh my memory because I'm a little fuzzy. You said something about men need to start more businesses, but go ahead, explain this again.
Right. What I was saying is that women being the biggest consumers are using the government to basically put more money in their pocket. In addition to power, money as well. Right. So what men can do is start businesses or start. I'm using businesses, but you can do things on that avenue, whatever businesses, investments, stuff like that. That siphon the money from the biggest consumers because these hoes are just going to grab the money and spend it. What are they going to spend it on? You see what I'm saying? And so now once men have more money that has been siphoned off from women, they can use that to lobby for whatever they want and whatever they choose. Then you can have that argument.
That's not how it's going to work. A business owner may have more money because he owns the business. He collects the majority of the profits from owning, right? That's the business owner. Now you're just talking about the same elite class that has every financial incentive to employ like feminism and women or whatever. So this is why I'm calling it a death spiral. Because if you're arguing that women are siphoning money from the government, therefore men need to make more money for the government to give women to siphon.
No.
Okay.
I see.
Wait. Hold on. That made no sense with what you just said. Because here's the thing. Oh, women get money from the government. Wait. Time out. I live. Hold on. Time out. Because
you say don't cuck and don't simp.
Well, hold on. Because y'all say, the government give women money. Well, okay, niggas. Since y'all say that harebrained bullshit. Well, I live in the agricultural sector of America, and I notice the government gets more money. Men get more money from the government via farm subsidies
for farmers
and agricultural products. Y'all and they get more welfare program than like that black bitch that y'all complain about.
Wait,
Okay,
hold on.
Make that make sense.
And what about Project A? What about Project A?
No.
No, seriously. We didn't
So they
generalize
shouldn't have the right to vote in Project A?
But check this out. Hey, Big J, do you know what the numbers are specifically for those entitlements, specifically the farmer subsidies versus like?
I don't know off the top of my head. I don't know off the top of my head though, but it's a lot more. But it's a lot more. Hold on, but it is a lot more. It's a lot more. It's a lot more.
Big J, calm down. True hype. Make your point. And I know Dirty Folks. He was trying to jump in. It's getting crazy. We're gonna wind this down in a few minutes too.
Yeah. My bad, man. Like we can't have this conversation unless we have the real numbers. Like because there's no comparison then.
13% of the population.
You don't even need real numbers. You don't even need real numbers.
Overrepresented.
You don't even need real numbers because the money given to subsidized farmers is to feed the people. The money given to a single mother is just so she can have an apartment and get her nails done. How are you comparing?
Wait, hold on. No, because let me tell you why. Because based on the 1996 welfare program reform act, when Newt Gingrich and Bill Clinton signed, he should have to get a job to get welfare. What are you talking about? Crime? What are you talking about?
Dirty Folks, he was trying to jump in there. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I ain't gonna talk about Walmart again.
Look, y'all.
I appreciate True Hype coming because he had an argument that was based on at least something rational. It wasn't like
yes.
So shout out to that. I'll tell you why I agree with part of what he's saying because it's actually part of my tribal plan. This is what I know about liberal women. They don't like their kids. They just don't want to give them to the daddy. Most of 7 out of the top 10 businesses that women have revolve around taking care of somebody else's kid. Motherfuckers can get that bread. You can get their boys all day. They'll give them away. They're already fucking the coast so that little Timmy can start. They'll give their kids away. It's not even an issue. I agree with that premise. I don't think you'll have to put it in some type of what you call it, syndicated form in order to be able to franchise it across the nation to really have an impact. But I mean, they did it with McDonald's, so why not? I understand what he's saying. It would have to take an application of a huge grandiose amount, and it would have to be a private corporation with federal listing to do that. But I get where he's going. I don't know if it'll make the dent that he thinks it'll make, but it's a start. I get that. The other arguments is, I love these hoes. A girl broke your heart. Fuck black people. That's not even our argument here. Nobody talked about heartbreak. People gave rational things. The hood said protection. I said taxes. Y'all was like, yo, you hate your mother. How the fuck do y'all get this out of this shit?
But you disagree when I said, well, if a woman pays taxes, you still say no, she doesn't have it. So your reason that you said is not your real reason. We know your real reason. You have negative emotions towards these people. Not only that, let me clear things up. Let me just clear things up. My initial position was a merit-based position, which is my position. That's what I actually believe. I fed you your own logic as far as the black right to vote. And once I did that, you got offended. And you now understand how it feels when someone is talking about you shouldn't have the right to vote because of your academics, protection, taxes, being a homeowner, all of these reasons. When I levy the same thing saying, well, what about the people in Project 8? They shouldn't have the right to vote because they're just taking money and they living in our, they're not a boost to the system. You get offended and call me racist when I'm just spitting your own shit. That is not my position. I'm just exposing yours. That's not my position. I want to make that clear because you guys keep calling me racist, but I'm the least racist person here. I don't even believe.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean that's not your position? What do you mean?
He's using y'all's logic. No,
they don't get it.
No, he's not. He's not using our logic.
No, he is.
They're so blind.
No, I'm telling you,
He absolutely is, bro.
You guys are butthurt. You don't want to see the truth.
ZZ, what do you mean that that's not your position? You want to make it clear that you're just arguing it. What do you mean by that?
You might, I don't know when you joined, you might have joined late, but when they asked me my position, I gave the merit position. They didn't agree with it. They didn't want to go down the lines of why that makes sense. So we went down the lines of the women position, and I was rebuttaling everything they said. You're saying women don't perform. I gave you women who do perform. You said women, home ownership. I gave you that, whatever. All the things I gave you instances. Israel, they make all, even women serve. So I gave you guys all the reasons why a merit-based system is better. And so this is what I wanted to do. So I prefaced it. So what I wanted to do was
This is supposed to be a thought experiment, Hood, but he's the only one thoughting.
No, Z, and I don't take personal offense to it. What I want to do is get dirty folks to respond because you and he were going back and forth, and I want you to actually address what he's saying because I understand the thought experiment element of it, and I'll give my take and everything, but I want to get dirty folks to respond directly because everybody sort of jumped in.
That he's dumber than a girl and girls can run a business, I will say, you know what? They can run a business. Get your money, little duffel bag boy. That is not the same as the civic duty and the responsibility of voting. When you ask women what they're voting on personal entitlements in social services, right? After school programs. It's always after school programs, shit like that. Politics is the business of business. It's all contracts. It's the business of business. There may be a policy that takes 14 years to matriculate. It's the business of business. It's not about your immediate need. It's about the need of the whole. Women in general are a narcissistic group in general, unless she's married and then she votes with the family because the husband, as a leader of the home, is worried about the community, the ability to commune in unity. When you look at the predominant places where women are, where there are no men or men aren't presiding over homes, they're the highest crime, lowest income areas, and they voted for that.
Hold on. If that is the case, dirty folks, dirty folks, okay, then by that logic, then you should have put West Virginia and the Appalachians in that same box.
They all fuck their cousins. I don't care about them. Whoa! But
you said though they fucking their cousins, and but guess what? They're married to their cousins.
Yeah, but most Americans don't give a shit. Most Americans don't give a shit about Appalachia. Hold on.
This argument is the reason why I cannot stand conservatives. Y'all like to sit there.
So we got to fight for Appalachia now?
Because you can go to Mississippi, Alabama, the most conservative states of the union, and then they're the main ones on social programs. They're the main ones who are the poorest of the nation. So why? See, I'm probably the only nigga on here, the only black man on here who.
Big J, why are there more white people on social programs?
Because though, they didn't do the job of fucking individualism. Because
or could it be because they make up the majority population? Majority of those funds are spent on
You know what? You know what though? If you white, okay. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna be an asshole just for this reason, just to get my point across. If you white and you're poor, you are a waste of white skin.
Yeah,
if you got white privilege. Now back to the point. Back to the point, though.
If you're black and you're poor, not only are you a waste of space,
back to the point. I'm probably the only nigga on here. I'm probably the only black man on here who does not live in the inner city. I live in a small white town, and then I see more poverty.
Wait till I find out what cracker town you live in. It's going to turn into a fucking lynch mob.
Oh man, come on.
No, don't even worry about this.
Yeah.
See, unlike you Negroes, I got generational wealth.
Wait. So
But y'all shame. Y'all over here. Hold on. But y'all do. Wait. Hold time out.
You up here being black offended, but you got the white man's problems. How is that? Good, Big J.
No, because though y'all try to represent me. I'm getting tired of niggas coming on YouTube. No, I'm tired. Wait. Allow me to finish. Allow me to finish my point.
Well, your point's off because I'm not representing you. I represent myself.
No. Oh, okay. When y'all come online, when y'all come online with it, hold on. When y'all come online with the SCB, wait, hold on. Why are you so emotional, 30? Why are you so emotional?
They're really hurt right now.
Why are you so emotional? I'm just explaining my point. Why you emotional?
Big J,
you're yelling at somebody before you're emotional.
Big J, before you keep cooking,
come on, dog.
Before you keep cooking, Big J, it's SBE.
I know SBE.
Go ahead.
SBE.
The other way around.
Yeah. I said SBE.
Go ahead.
So y'all out there, SB, because I'm really getting tired. The reason why I get mad at the black manosphere, because you niggas said black, and since I'm black, y'all representing me. No, niggas, you don't represent Big J. I'm sorry. I refuse to allow y'all to represent me.
What are you talking about?
That's a slap in the face to me.
Like, hey, dirty folks, give them the acronym again. For black. What black represent?
CUCK, nigga. Look, I don't know what the fuck you talking about. Nobody said
that. Hey, dirty folks. Dirty folks. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking.
Ain't nobody said nothing about these motherfuckers.
I'm not talking to you, dirty folks. I'm talking to Hood Server.
Stop yelling at the mic. Chill. Just chill for a minute.
Hey, Hood, I'm gonna drop down, man. You got another classic on your belt, minus the bomb.
Listen, we're gonna wrap this up in a few, but everybody who's multi-streaming or whatever, just beware that we got porn bombs. So I'm gonna pull these down. I'm gonna pull these down. You guys do what you're gonna do. It's your channel, but just know that we did get some weird, and it was gay shit. So I can see if it was titties. I might keep it up if it was titties. But
dude, I was literally yelling at you as soon as I saw that it come up because it looked fishy, and I didn't realize I was muted.
Yeah, I'm glad you reminded me because I got to put it on private and edit
it. Sigma Jones, Black Manther, SYSBM, Passport Bros. I see you niggas as an embarrassment. Because in 20 years down the line, everybody gonna say, man, something wrong with that past generation.
Big J, you're lumping everybody here in.
Yeah, I'm not none of those things. I'm not even Black Manosphere. I'm just a nigga that say stay off my lawn.
Yo, shout out to Andrew with the $5 cash app, man. He said for the #1 show that pisses everyone off. Big J, you came and started pissing everybody off even more. Appreciate you for being here, part of the #1 show that pisses people off. And then Poseidon McTag with the $5 cash app. Thank y'all so much for supporting the show. I appreciate y'all for being here. We got a few more minutes left. So Big J, you was about to talk something crazy. I know he's about to say something dumb.
We got to see how fair Big J in the country with his attitude. Let me tell you something. I don't have to sit there and be all loud. But the thing is, I have to be loud because my voice is not being drowned out. That's why.
Yep.
Renato,
can I say something?
I got to address this. Let me address the super chat. Renato, I did not cook this up. This is
Snowman is
all Hood's fucking doing, man. Hood is the mastermind behind this. He's the one.
Yeah, so innocent on this one. I got to take care of my cracker on this one.
So if we're going based off of
we all just ate together, and now you're gonna act like we ain't at the table together. You motherfucker! This is why I don't got to see. I can't even blame it on the black friends. This is a black and a white guy. What the fuck?
So if we're also basing off of whether someone makes a smart voting decision, if we look at the 2016 election, we look at women. Women voted for Trump, and I just posted the link in the chat. Women voted for Trump 39% of the time against Hillary. So the majority of women voted for Clinton. right? So maybe they shouldn't have the right to vote, right? Because they don't know how to vote. But then you look at white women, 47% voted for Trump, 45 voted for Clinton. More white women voted for Trump than Clinton. You go to the black man, 14% voted Trump, 81% Clinton. So who the fuck should we remove? If you're using that logic, which I'm against, I'm just trying to make you see your logic. Please address that. Please address why we should be removing women's right to vote when white women specifically seem to be making smart decisions.
Single white women. Yes, single white women. Now the 45%.
Address the topic, motherfucker. Address it. You're stupid. Single white women. You didn't address anything I just said.
I literally am. Z. It's single
okay, go ahead.
Why are these men voting for Clinton? Because they were raised by single mothers.
And why would we give them the right to vote? Why are these white women voting for Trump? Because they were married.
Why should we get rid of their vote when they're voting smart?
Wait, I thought you wanted to answer.
Married women should have the right to vote then. Because they vote smart.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because if you remove all women from voting, the 45% that voted for Clinton, if you remove them, yes, you also remove the married women who voted for Trump, but it takes
majority.
The majority out of the
white
equation.
Women.
That's fine. Take them out.
and the 61% black men. So you're making the argument that it's based off of if they make smart decisions. Dude, you should look at the fucking statistics. Who should we be getting rid of the right to vote based off of your logic?
Z, you know what's really look at it. Wait, Z. You know what's really funny about this whole argument that you're making? The black vote for Democrats has been going down steadily, like ever since Obama's second term. And then now all of a sudden, when it's probably going to be even more gains for another party to get the vote from the black person, that's when you want to take the vote away from the black man? Are you serious?
No, I'm just using your own logic against you.
That's not my logic. That's not my logic.
Whoever's logic it was that it was
it's not my logic. You keep on trying to put that on me, man.
I'm putting on whoever's logic it is. I'm just addressing it. So if you disagree, you disagree.
You need to know who to apply it to if you're going to use it in a conversation.
Hold on, Hype. The logic is not holding, Z. The logic is
not holding, but let me hold it. Now, I'm gonna take it. I don't think Mexicans can vote because all they're gonna do is open up the borders. And I think we need secure borders. So Mexicans shouldn't vote either. Fuck it. Blacks can't vote. Mexicans can't vote. Just white men. Fuck
Only white people.
Only white men can vote. Because white men.
That's what I'm talking about, Dirty. I will help you with your plantation now, sir.
Yep.
That makes you feel better.
Right. So Snowman agrees. Yeah. I mean, so you guys agree with the logic then. Cool. Okay, so then you're consistent with your own logic.
Right, so women, okay.
Then you're consistent.
So women can't vote. Period. White women either. No women can vote. Only white men.
Only
you happy?
Men. Now what?
So functional and secure.
Okay, that's 100% agree.
Look, a functional nation and secure borders is only able to be acquired if you have an active and decent level of racism going on in this country.
Man,
now what?
Okay, then don't be offended by me. Don't be calling me a racist when you're saying that's good. Don't be offended by me. Little old me.
That we're bad people with these weird arguments, and it's like, okay, so now we're bad people. Now what you gonna do?
No, I'm not saying you're. Yeah, no, that's cool. I'm just saying, okay, now at least your logic is consistent, that's what I was trying to get to. If I'm addressing the argument, and now we know that if you agree with that point, now that's consistent.
Okay, we're bad people. Now what?
I don't think you're bad people. You guys are the one virtue signaling. I'm just saying it's a stupid idea. I'm saying look at the economics.
By your own logical exercise, you have proven us to be bad people with bad ideas, and we accept that we're bad people with bad ideas. Now
what's your answer?
Well, then I agree. I'm finally you say I'm right. Okay.
No, I want to see the end of your thought exercise now.
Yeah. Well, okay. So I got you guys to this point. Now we're living in a world where white men rule the world. Okay, cool.
Single women, your thought 20 to 50 shouldn't be able to vote. The Dems' secret weapon is the view. I agree with that.
Yes. Now, Zizi, you got me to change my mind. Not all women should be not allowed to vote. Right. Only single women should not be able to vote. Married women are still allowed to vote. How's that?
There we go. See, now we got people actually standing on something and not feeling I'm like
There
a
you go.
racist
Now,
or something.
Wait,
I'm glad that we cleared that up.
Wait, hold up. You're complaining that somebody's standing on their actual position when you're creating a position to stand on. It's not even your position.
I explained my position as a merit based. We didn't want to talk about that. We can go down that. You can question my position.
No. You decided to do a thought experiment that nobody asked you to put on.
Because I wanted to show you your logic and why it doesn't make sense and what it leads to.
Like what do you understand
like
that? You wanted to. We didn't vote on this. We didn't have like any kind of. We say, hey, let's do some thought experiments, and then let me take this position or whatever. Let me defend it, tooth and nail.
And then you didn't like it.
Sense. We're gonna have
imagine how a woman feels sitting there listening to you, and she's just sitting there thinking,
I don't care how
you know what? I can go look at the statistics.
No. See, here's the thing, though.
Hold on. Now we finally got to it. Imagine how a woman feels.
Right, and I don't care how a woman feels. I don't give
a shit. I went to the doctor last week, and the doctor told me I can't imagine anymore.
And that's where we disagree. I care about women. I care about people in general, and that's where we disagree. So I'm glad we got to the emotional point of it.
That woman cares about how you feel.
You're rationalizing your emotions with a bad logic, and that's what I wanted to get to. I'm glad we're at this point.
Wait, besides Z, are there any other gay men on the panel?
No,
I'm not
Zizi,
gay.
did you grow up? Zizi, did you grow up with a father?
No.
That explains it.
My dad's been in prison, and guess what? I bet I make more money than most of the people here in the town.
I shouldn't even.
No. I pull myself up. I didn't mean that,
bro.
Listen, Zizi, I didn't mean that. Hood, 1 second. I didn't mean that as a form of disrespect.
Mm-hmm.
I was just wondering if you grew up without a father, because in my own personal perception and life experience, the guys who grew up without a father are more likely to take the position you're taking about how important women are. And I understand psychologically where you get that from, because you grew up with a mother as your protector and as your nurturer. Whereas I grew up watching my mother only as a nurturer and seeing my father as a protector, and seeing the dynamics between them, and seeing what a woman is actually functionally great at, and seeing what a man is functionally essential at, and why you need it. And that's all I was doing. It was not a put down.
Yes. I was doing that for I was doing that for black people. Have you ever lived in a black majority community or went to a majority minority school? Do you know what that's like? Because if you let me finish. Can I just finish, please? Please, I let you talk. Please, I let everybody talk, please. Because if that.
Okay. Do you not know who you're talking to, bro? Have you ever been to the hood, my nigga? Really?
Right.
No, but let me say, let me explain my position. You don't want me to finish.
No, because you about to give us.
If you've been in the hood, the same things you're saying about women can be applied to the black community.
No,
so why can't you eat the shit you give? It hurts your feelings. It hurts your feelings.
I'm going to tell you why.
And you can't even argue against it. Tell me why.
Okay.
Tell me why.
Okay. If you shut up, I will. I'll tell you why. Because
you guys are the one cutting me off.
Okay. Damn, man. You've been the reason why.
I got to say one sentence. Sentence.
No, but stop crying whenever you ask a question.
You guys are the ones crying first.
No, man.
Okay, I'll tell you why.
Racist. You guys are the first ones to call me racist over a thought experiment. Y'all are hurt, bro. It's crazy.
That's fine. Look, you said you can apply it to the black community because, in essence, the black community is everything that we're saying that a woman is, and that's why they shouldn't vote. What I'm telling you is, although in part that's true, the reason the black community is the way that is because of the single mothers. The men in the black community raised have the same dynamics as the woman voter that we're trying to oppose. The black men have single mothers. Now, even that can be changed. That is a learned attribute. That is what they've been taught because they've only been exposed to a single mother. If you take those same black men, which a lot of black men on this panel maybe grew up a single mother, as they got older, they started to realize how they were cucked by their single mothers as youngsters. And as they grew and as they saw the world, they started taking different positions. And you'll find that as men get into middle age, they start changing their worldviews because they have the independent thought and logic in their own mind, and they start to see shit. Whereas a woman, genetically, she cannot. She is always going to stay with her viewpoints because it's instilled in her.
Okay, not only do I agree with what you said, I just realized this motherfucker Z is that motherfucker that's 12 years old talking about I gotta buy my mama a house. Look, you fuck ass nigga. The whole thing is this is why you're against men having custody, because what he just
No, I'm
said.
not. I pro that, dude. I already don't take a fucking straw man and lie about shit. That's I've agreed with Snowman.
Well, man, I'm talking.
Don't speak about me when it's lies, bro. I don't like that.
Wait, hold up.
Just address the fucking argument. Don't talk about me. Focus on the argument.
No, this is you are the argument.
Go ahead. That's wrong. I'm saying you're wrong now. Actually say the argument.
Shut up. You just accused Black America of being matriarchal, being raised by a single mother when you are also raised by a single mother, and you talk like a girl. And I am saying
what do you think you talk like?
The position that I took, like men should get primary custody. You were against it. It's because type of motherfuckers, they be like, yo, my mama did everything she could. My daddy wasn't there. I got to buy my mama a house.
Well, you don't know me. You made a generalization. That's a problem with your whole argument.
No, it's not.
You don't know the rest of the world. You think women ain't shit, but I know women that will outwork a lot of men and are smarter than a lot of men.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
Well, go ahead. You could call it a lie. You just don't know them.
They shit this whole panel. Not one fucking time.
There's exceptions to every rule, man.
Andre,
you're not exceptional.
To wrap this up, Andre, get in on the conversation before we wrap this up because I know you jumped in super late, but.
I've just been listening in the clouds. Like this dude's been here arguing for hours, but I'm happy that we finally got to the revelation that he was raised by a single mom. He's talking about fucking Black dudes in jail when he says his dad is currently in prison right now. That motherfucker can't vote. So like
what? Yeah. And I agree with that system. What's wrong? What's hypocritical about it? Oh, he's a single mama. Blah, blah, blah. Nothing I said is hypocritical to my own position. So actually, make the point.
Talking over me, because that's all you do. Like that's why everybody's been saying you talk and argue like a woman.
Okay, like, I'm sorry that hurts your feelings and you can't address it, even though I use logic.
You see what I mean? Like I said one word and you're interrupting me.
That's what was happening to me. I'm sorry, but you're talking about me, but it's not true.
That's what you've been doing. I've listened.
Right. The more and more you talk, ZZ, the more and more, and this again is not an insult. You sound like a woman arguing.
I'm a pro-humanist. Okay. I don't give a fuck if you're a woman. I already said that. I don't give a fuck if you're Black. I don't give a fuck if you're white. I think merit.
You do give a fuck if they're Black. You just
no, I don't. Shut the fuck up, you dude. I already addressed all that shit. You came in and you don't even know you're. Bro, I already said. Go ahead. Keep calling me racist. You guys are crazy. We talk about this shit every day, and you guys are so butthurt right now. That's crazy.
I didn't call you racist. ZZ,
do you know where you're at? Do you know where you're at?
I didn't call you racist, ZZ.
Andre was making the point. Finish your point,
yeah,
bro.
he just reminded me of what I was saying in the chat earlier with this whole I'm not pro-woman, I'm pro-humanist. And then I asked him, I'm like, does that mean you're pro-gay then, since you're pro-humanist?
Yeah, of course he is.
I said I'm gay neutral. I said I'm gay neutral. I lived in gay neighborhoods, and they're cleaner than the fucking Black neighborhoods. That's what I'm saying. The same logic can be levied at you directly, and you don't like that.
Yeah,
you don't like to take your own logic.
They're yourself no favors right now.
Their house is cleaner. But
I don't have a problem with gay people.
blood.
I'm sorry that's a thing that like, oh my God, this guy is crazy. I don't have a problem with gay people. I don't give a fuck if you're gay or whatever. I don't give a fuck.
You just generalized that you said gay people are cleaner than heterosexual.
No, I didn't generalize. I talked about a lived experience. That's different. I talked about a lived experience in Hillcrest, San Diego. Even the homeless people are fucking nice and clean. Not anymore, not after COVID, but the gay area is still the safest area in San Diego.
So gays are safe and clean.
I'm just saying, bro. I don't give a fuck if they're gay. I'm just saying my.
Listen, guys, no. Z, thanks for being up here. And listen, I've had like mute button.
Thanks for having me. It's an honor.
Rotating, because everybody was kind of chiming in. I'm not trying to mute anybody particularly, but we got to make points and keep things concise. So appreciate you guys for sticking around and tolerating all of this chaotic panel. Z, great job being a devil's advocate. This last 20 minutes have been fucking amazing revelations, and I'm glad we got this whole 4 or 5 hours was all worth it for the last 30 minutes.
Yes, it was.
Shout out to Dirty Folks, True Hype. I appreciate y'all always holding it down up here with me. Angry Snowman as well, man. Y'all, great co-hosts. And if you haven't subscribed to Angry Snowman and Dirty Folks, y'all should have done that. I'm pretty sure one of them put their link in the chat. If they haven't done it before, they should be doing it now. We got to get up out of here. It's been a long Saturday show. I'm tempted to come back later and bring this conversation back around because
I know, right?
The repeal of the 19th gets a lot of people worked up. It's good. I like this. I like this. And then plus, you know, we got like gay bombed earlier, and now he's up here doing the gay cover. Like,
oh man, come on, bro. Come, you can't put that on me, bro. I don't know these fucking people, bro. Come on. I just don't care if they're gay. Come on.
No. What I'm about to say though, what I'm about to say is though, because of that, I got to take this whole show down. So
yeah, that's fair. I know that sucks. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna make mine private.
Well, to be fair, Big J was up here as well, and he did a stream on you, so it could have been either of them, to be honest.
Oh no, I'm not even blaming him for it. I was just making a joke. I don't know.
No, yeah, that's
it looked like some black woman was cammed up before that actual shit went up. So
just a suggestion for you though, Hood. When you got me and Dirty up here, and we're simulcasting your stream, or anybody for that matter, and you have new people coming up, you should ask us up on the panel if we know who they are. If you don't,
you know what? I do think you're right. I hadn't even. Maybe I'm just getting to that point where I got to start being a little more careful about opening up the panel because I haven't ever had that problem until just now. So now it's a thing.
Yeah, they follow Snowman, bro. Snow
Fuck
bring
you dumb ass motherfucking Negro.
Not just that, Hood. You're willing to touch the or get close to the third rail, and that alone is a threat.
It is.
No, that's Snowman's fault though. Snow bring all the trolls to the yard. I don't know why they fuck with Snow. We always bring the trolls to the yard.
Hey,
you always come with an empty plate.
Yeah, but Dirty, aren't you the same one that said the snowman's ice is colder?
No, I didn't say it, but it probably
you said that.
You said that.
Yeah, you said that.
His ice probably is colder. Shout out to his ice.
I'm pretty sure y'all guys started simulcasting or whatever it's called once you joined the panel. And so if you guys want to catch any of the replay from this, it's probably going to be on either Dirty Folks or Angry Snowman's channel because I am not going to go back and edit out that little 4 seconds of gay stuff. So I'm just going to delete this whole thing.
Hey, real quick, I wanted to let you know though that clip that edit I did of you with the Deliverance music and shit. You know that's pushing like 1,500 views right now in the last 2 days.
Oh, I could bet. On what though? On Twitter or on your
on YouTube?
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. I'm glad that's working out. Shit.
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna just start clipping you and putting that, editing extra shit into it to make it better.
I gotta clip myself and monetize one of my other channels.
I know, right?
No, that's what you need to do, Hood. What you need to do is take your 5 most popular videos, the ones with the most views, right? Delete everything else and get monetized. That's what I had to do, bro.
Really? That's what I'm gonna have to do. Is that what I want to have to do to get membership badges?
I don't know.
I think I got like a red file in my tag though, because it's like I tried that a couple of months back. I might have to really flush like most of my channel again. I do that every night. That's how I got monetized the first time. I dumped like everything and then just started clean.
I don't want to get rid of my shit, man.
You can always put the other stuff because you got Patreon, right? You can always put the other stuff on Patreon.
I don't have a
Patreon. I do. I haven't really been keeping it active because once I started streaming on Rumble, it was more effective to hold the content there. But yeah, I do have the Patreon up still.
So just backlog your content there or whatever, and you can always you can rotate where you delete the stuff out after a certain amount of time anyway. That way they can't retroactively give you a strike for older videos because that's a thing, especially when you.
Hey, shout out to Mooley for hitting me with that $5 Cash App, and shout out to Ryan for hitting me with that $10 PayPal.
All right, listen, everybody, I'm starving. I've been pushing this.
Yeah, man. My boys called me 2 hours ago talking about tequila and
hey, if you do decide to do another one on the same topic later tonight, let me know, Hood. I'll come up here.
Yeah, I just might, but I gotta go eat first. Well, we're gonna wrap this one up, man. Thank y'all for supporting the show. Appreciate all y'all being up on the panel, man. We are done. Later, y'all.
We're done.
Yeah, one of your
Done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done.